to the show.
We get out of here fast. Shout out to anybody who was watching this on the replay because we are doing this one live. Welcome to the Friday Live by the Hood. I'm your host as always, Jimmy, with my partner in crime, Cora. What's up, bro?
What it is though. How's everything been going, Jim?
Everything's great, man. This has been an amazing week, man. Very productive. We out here doing what we got to do. For people in our community, as you come into the show, please leave a comment. Let us know who's here. Let us know who's watching with us. You know what I mean?
Say word. Say word.
I see a number of folks coming in now. I see Jamil's in the building. I see a couple other folks coming. As you come in,
hit that like and love button.
Yeah, and, man, show some love.
And let us show you some love.
Yeah, pretty much. Jamil, what's up with you, good brother? And Jamil, I appreciate you in the community bringing a lot of great questions this week, man, because I learned stuff just from the questions you were. That's the thing. When people ask questions, it gives everybody the ability to learn. So I appreciate you, Jamil, nonetheless. Hold up. Oh, okay. That's YouTube, right? That's my guy, John, man. Shout out to John. John is in the building, a.k.a. Russ. I saw Russell. I was like, hold up. Oh, no, that's his YouTube page. Russ, what's up with you, good brother? We got the legend Russell Hughes in the building. Russ, what's up with you? Another legend's here. We got Lance in the building. Lance, how are you?
How are you? And so shall you.
Absolutely. We got the Algo God in the building, GC. GC, what's good with you, man? Appreciate you as always. Chris tapping in. Chris, what's good, Chris?
What it is, though.
Appreciate you as always, Chris, man. You know what I'm saying? We got Eli Checker. Peace. How are you? Yeah, absolutely, man. Shout out to everybody checking in, man. As you do check in, please do me a favor. Hit that like button, man. Get them likes up for me. And if you are watching this on YouTube, please make sure that you are subscribed to our channel. Ho, Raphael's checking in, right? What's good? Tweet Talk, the Black
is though
in the building, man. What's really good, man? Appreciate you, man. Listen, this is our Friday show. We're going to have a conversation about some things going on in the world of finance. Black wealth is kind of what we talk about. And as always, we're going to have our Bitcoin giveaway. You know what I mean? Chris says that the episode with Spoon was fire. Chris, appreciate that. Shout out to my brother Spoon for dropping gems on his strategies moving into this recession. But yeah, Spoon was dropping gems about options trading, cover calls, all kinds of stuff, man. But Chris, appreciate that, man. Thank you so much. And make sure to share that out. Sam in the building. Sam, what's good?
Man, what's up,
man?
What's up?
Man. Hopefully Facebook don't take y'all hostage again like last time, man. People, listen, man, the scammers are going wild on us right now, bro. I don't know,
yeah, they are, man. Scammers going wild out there.
I don't know if we're getting initiated into the Illuminati or not, but they hitting us on Facebook, IG, all over the place. Like the scammers are coming at us, man. Peace, Jose, peace.
Scammers are scamulating.
Jamil says, man, I appreciate everyone for pointing me in the right direction to get my question answered, man. Yeah, that's what community is about. And, we have built a community, and shout out to everybody in the community. That's definitely appreciated. Smash that like, love button. Absolutely, Jose. Thank you so much for that. Sam also says that he liked the episode with Spoon. The episode was fire. Yeah, man. So, that was good stuff, man. Good stuff from my brother Spoon, man. We see more likes coming in. Come on, man. Get them likes up, y'all. We got like 5 times more people watching and hitting likes. We will do our giveaway, but as you can tell from the thumbnail, man, we got a lot to talk about, man. And I know folks been talking about Kanye all week, but we talking about some other stuff, man. Kanye thing is just interesting to me. I'm not going to say too much about it because I don't care. Like none of it's productive one way or another, so I don't care. But just interesting to see how people think. That's what I'll say. How people think about things on both sides, right? It's just very interesting. Like, anyway. And it also lets me know people's opinion on how business works. That's also interesting too. GC said Elon overpaid for Twitter like an idiot. GC, what do you think his long-term plan is? And do you think he can turn around and make it, even if you feel like he overpaid right now, does it have value that can be added to make it worth the payment? Or you think it was just a bad purchase overall? All right. So Lance says Elon gave the C-suite the
G treatment.
Yeah, she was listen, all right. Let's get into this though, right? Let me share my screen and talk about some of the things. Let's get right into the Elon talk to start this out with, man, because I think this has been interesting week in terms of what Elon is doing, and people love Elon, man. So GC said I think it was a terrible purchase overall. So here we go, right? Say Elon Musk's first day owning Twitter. leads to havoc and a possible hoax about layoffs. So it was so many reported layoffs. They're saying that some of them were a hoax, but some of them weren't, right? And let's just talk about some of them, right? We got several top executives departed the company: the CEO, the CFO, and a head of legal. They all rolled out, right? And that was interesting right there. Like, he comes in and gets rid of the top. So obviously he has a plan, or he has an objective, or something that he's trying to do in terms of leadership. Let's get to a couple of GC's points real fast. Terrible purchase overall. And he says that, what does dude know about advertising? They're not going to be able to outdo Meta, TikTok, or even YouTube.
Is a walking church, bro.
Yeah.
He a walking church. He is the advertisement.
Chris said the CFO left with 27 mil. That's not a bad parachute. That's a nice parachute.
Yeah. My man landed soft as he could possibly. That's
what
the softest possible.
Yeah, what they say on Black Twitter,
27 million.
He gonna live a soft life, right? That's a soft life. Yeah, 27 mil
in the history of soft landings.
Yeah, man. Listen, I'll be okay with walking out too. 27 mil package, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm out of here. But here's what's interesting, right? So Elon takes over. There's people in the C-suite, like, you know, they
rolling out.
Yeah, you know, they out of there, baby. But all right, so now let me show you something else real fast. And shout out to my sister Tracy, because she sent this to me today, and I was like, damn, already? Like, it ain't even been 24 hours yet.
Oh, they added. They added right away.
It ain't even been 24 hours yet.
Right away. She sent that joint.
All right, so
I'm glad I ain't on Twitter, because I lose my composure.
So here goes some tweets that came out as soon as Elon took over today, first day. Here's what, so just to give a little context to this, before Elon took over, if you use the N word with the hard R, you were kicked off. So people realized that, you know, and they put this picture up and said he would have tweeted, you know, I'm not going to use that because I ain't trying to get us demonetized, but, you know, so I'm just going to share some of these pictures with you folks and see how the reaction from a certain sect of Twitter was, knowing that Elon took over. Because Elon basically was like, say what you want to say. Says, he is watching all of us say it from heaven. First of all, you think the bull's in heaven, but that's either here nor there. That's because you believe in a heaven or hell. You know what I'm saying? Well, never mind. I'm not gonna get into my Raekwon lyrics right now. But so this is what's going on Elon's first day. Like, people just letting loose, like testing the waters to see what's being allowed to be said on the platform, you know, now that he's running it. And again, I don't get too emotional, so this didn't trigger me in the way that it triggered some folks, but I did see it trigger some folks. Because again, I don't expect people to do anything for us. Look at this one. You know what I'm saying? Like, and no, that's not from Ye's you know,
that ain't from Ye's burner.
That's not from Ye's Twitter. But this is what's on his platform now, right? And I'm gonna make sense of this in a second. It's the reason I'm showing y'all this, right? So now people are just drawing this, writing it out there. You know, this is what's going on Twitter today. Now that Elon is taking over, so there's no need to buttress the point. You guys see what it is. But let me show you what happened, right? So here's the thing about quote unquote free speech, right? And shout out to our brother Jabbar joining us, man. Jabbar, we're talking about, can't hear you, but we see you. We're talking about what's going on Twitter now that Elon is taking over, right? So, all right, so that's the one thing. Boy, I don't know what's going on with your volume. Maybe cut your volume up. So y'all see what's being tweeted on Twitter, what's being tweeted on Twitter. Now, let me show this, because remember, you can say what you want to say, but it might be some reaction to that. Here's some reaction to that. One of the biggest advertising, going to GC's point about knowing about advertising, GM already pulled out. Like, you want to allow that? We out of here. Now, a couple things. Some saying it's because they're rivals to his other business, which is Tesla. And some are saying it's because of what he's allowing to happen on the platform. But another thing that's interesting about this is, the boy is like the CEO of like 6 companies, and I think like 3 or 4 of them joints are public. You talk about spreading yourself thin.
Yeah, SpaceX.
Bar, say something now, Bar.
Yeah, I can hear you now.
All right, cool.
Right.
So he's a CEO of like 6 companies. I don't know how many. I think like 4 of them joints might be public. But the point is, GM pulled out, and they have a huge advertising budget that they're using on Twitter GC made a point about like, what is this? Let me put GC's comment again.
Yeah, they waiting. I was just watching that on the news. They're waiting to see what he means by freeing Twitter when he says he's going to let people talk and let people out of jail.
And that's what I was just showing some of the tweets that have been flying, and folks are like losing their mind because again, people react on emotion, but this is the response to that right there, right? More comments, not even that, but the only reason Twitter and the $20 is because of the deal. Yeah. So I already seen some dudes say the hard R without getting kicked off before Elon bought Twitter. So I mean, it wasn't like this though. It definitely wasn't like this. And those people had to have been reported. But now, from my understanding, is when they're reporting these people, it's like, it's open game right now.
Well, yeah, because he fired the 3 top people and the lawyer who was making sure everything was cool, and he's gonna put his own team in place. But it's like anything else. When the Chiefs away, the hens will play. You know what I mean? So
Elon don't believe in no free speech and all this nonsense. He happens. So GC, what do you think his ultimate goal or plan is with this whole thing?
I can tell you what I think his plan is. He just want a place where he can say whatever the hell he wants. But as long as he owns publicly traded companies, he's never going to be able to do that because the SEC will lay the smackdown on boy.
Yeah, but remember the time he talked about crypto and they came after him? He said something about the Dogecoin, and then they came and sent him a letter saying, the SEC sent him a letter saying, yo, stop talking about that crypto.
Yeah, but here's the thing, though. This can't stop that.
Yes, it did. They sent him
No, hear me out. Buying Twitter doesn't stop you from being able to say what you want to say, right? Because you own Twitter doesn't mean that you still can come out here and talk reckless.
No, that's what I'm saying. He can't just say what he wants. But what I'm saying is that's what he think is allowing him to do, right? Because you can get put off of Facebook and Instagram. You can get put off of TikTok and all those other places. But if you own Twitter, you always got a platform to get off whatever you want to get off. Now, it's not freeing you from the consequences of whatever you get off.
That's what I'm saying.
You still get a chance to say it though.
Yeah,
but so that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, he gonna find out real quick when the lawyers say to him, listen, let's tell you what you can and can't say. Here's a book of the list of things you can and can't say, and we don't care how much money you pay for the company, you can and can't say. Freedom of speech is not. A lot of people forget that listen, it's still America.
It's not freedom from consequences.
Exactly. Yeah, listen, you talk about
shout out to our brother Kamari, who said they're delisting.
They're delisting them from the S&P 500 and putting AGLC in there.
Oh, he was making it private anyway.
That's happening on Tuesday.
But wait a minute, how does that affect you guys? Because he said he's going to make Twitter private anyway.
It doesn't affect it. Once they delist it, it doesn't affect it at all. That's why they delisted them.
No, but I'm talking about the stock price in the stock market. Isn't that going to be crazy? He said he's going to take it private. He's going to buy back all the stocks.
Yeah, but he has to do it at a certain price.
Then that means the people who own the stock get paid at whatever he delisted for. So people going to make a gang of money if he do that.
All right, so real quick though, I just want to shout out Kamari, man, because I talked to Kamari today, gave me some amazing advice. So shout out to our brother Kamari. Make sure that if you are watching this, go subscribe to his channel, The Finance Rebel, Kamari Ellis. His goal is to turn a profit, in my opinion, and that's going to involve playing by Apple and Google rules, the App Store. Because if they don't like it, they will take Twitter off their stores. Yeah, and that's deadly. Look at how Apple blocked Facebook from tracking folks. Elon was playing an attention game and got caught with his pants down. Yeah, because the judge made him go through with the deal. Tesla had the whole racism lawsuit a while back. You think that he wants Twitter's algorithmic data for AI development and for Neuralink?
He might.
That's a whole other way to think about it, right? For data purposes.
Yeah.
Then they can own tons of debt because he got loans to finance the purchase. Yes, he did. Shout out to the bro again, love is love. Yeah, so I just think that it's interesting to see how this whole thing played out and what's going on in the social media space in general. And GC got fired tonight. GC must got some beef with Elon. You sound like me. Twitter can barely even convert on ads. Their algo is trash. They did have problems even in the past before Elon and all that really taking advantage of ads the way that other platforms such as a Google or a Meta have been able to do. So it's just interesting to see. Let me show you guys something else real fast. While I'm sharing, different articles. This one I found interesting. Jack Dorsey's Blue Sky social app, right? So Jack Dorsey is back in, it's our guy Jack Dorsey, the former CEO of Twitter, current CEO of Block, the owners of Cash App, Square, and the like. He's been working on a decentralized social app called Blue Sky, where the people control the data and everything is decentralized. So it's a whole different take on, freedom of speech or what have you, right? And one thing I do have to say about freedom of speech, right? People talk about you can't say anything, freedom of speech. Nobody's going to jail for anything they said, right? So you still have your freedom of speech, but it doesn't mean that there aren't consequences, right? No one has been put in jail for words they say.
Not one.
Because you lose deals, right? Because you lose deals and lose money and lose relationships, that doesn't mean you don't have freedom of speech. That means that there are consequences to your words. Freedom of speech means that you won't be put behind. But anyway, but this is a whole different take on social media. It's decentralized. Let me give you guys a little bit about what they're trying to build here, right? He's putting it on a blockchain. Blockchain was a way to decentralize social networks. So open and durable hosting, governance, and even monetization. So this is going to be interesting. And Dorsey is a Bitcoiner, not crypto, but a Bitcoiner. So I think this will be extreme.
He putting it on the Bitcoin network.
That hasn't been said yet, but he's just talking about like kind of using the way that Bitcoin is structured in terms of not having anything on one server and it's jumping server to server. So whether that'll work or not, I don't know, right? So the thing about social media is what kind of traffic can you get there? We've seen a lot of I was talking to Bar earlier. We were talking about some of these platforms, the more right-wing platforms like Truth and Parler and a lot of these things that people have created where they just let you say whatever you want to say. The problem is they don't have nobody's there, right?
Well, the reason why people aren't there,
the advertiser is not going there.
Because basically what people don't realize is most of the times when people say anything, right, you're going to attract the people that listen to your nonsense. Mm-hmm. And the people that listen to your nonsense aren't spending money. There ain't no reason for the advertiser to go over there. Wait a minute. They got these white left ringers or these black Panther people, who's going to kill all the white people. They like, wait a minute, we can't. It's too dangerous to be over here. So they're not going to make any money. So they're not going to spend any money. So that's what a lot of people forget. That everything that you do has to be monetized. Yeah, it has to be monetized. Whatever we do. It's like I seen the other day, what's his name signed $100 million contract for the podcast, Gilly and them, right? I'm happy. I met Wallow and them at BTS one time. And what people don't realize is you got to have a balance. You can't be too against this, too against that. You got to find the right audience to attract that's going to be able to spend money, and your advertising, everybody go, ooh, your numbers look good. If they go and look at your numbers and they don't look good, all right, leave that boy.
All right, well, hold on real quick. Let me push back against that a little bit.
Go ahead.
I think that you don't have to be balanced, right? You can be
one way. You don't need balance.
Right? Because you can run the Howard Stern. I'm going to be completely one way, but I'm going to find my target audience. I'm going to find my 1,000, 2,000, 2,000 fans, and I could run the bag up that way. And congratulations to them. I heard the deal was like 10 mil, but once it goes out on social media, that it's 100.
Listen, we're gonna make it 100 million. Listen, we're gonna make it 100 million.
I'm with it. 100 M's because 100 M's sound better. But listen though.
Yeah, we Kanye West, baby. We Kanye West. We worth 11 billion.
Yeah. We what they call that in real estate? We puffery. It's puffery out here. But listen,
you wild out, bro.
My point is this, though. My point is this: you don't need to be right down the middle. It's already been proven. Like you can look at it. Look at these right wing dudes that be saying crazy stuff. They be running bags up.
Yeah. Like Fox and CNN, they making money hand over fist.
But they don't. But listen though, even when I mean balance, I mean even between your party, you can't go total full blown Donald Trump on every conversation. Like they don't do that. They
made more money. No, that's work. Rush Limbaugh made millions for decades.
Money. Yo, the boy Alex Jones made crazy amount of money. Yes. Rush Limbaugh made infinite amounts of money. These dudes was always on some crazy stuff over there. And then you got people on the other side. You got the Rachel Maddows and the people like they all eating.
You can be extreme and make a ton of money. Actually, I think it's probably easier to make more money being extreme because here's the thing about being extreme. You're going to have the people that are watching you that agree with you just to hear, like to reinforce what they think. But you're going to have the other people watching you because they hate you. And they're going to be tweeting and Facebooking about how much they hate you. Attention is all that matters, right? So I think
Well,
that
listen, I rarely see black extremists get the bag. See a lot of white extremists get the bag.
now you're adding a whole different.
But
I
that's
don't
what
see a
I'm
lot of
saying.
black people get the bag with extremists. This is keep it 100. You know, Gilly got, let's say 10 mil, but they took them years and years to get that. And that's because most of the time you got these rappers with these big followings. And basically what they're doing is you basically take the audience from the person that's on your show. And then
all that's understood. But what I'm saying is that's not like we're talking different thing, bro, because you added a whole different piece to it.
It's not a different piece. It's the main thing.
You
Russ
said
Limbaugh can
black
ask for $10,000. Wait, Russ Limbaugh can ask for $10,000, and guess what? Their people gonna send them. They're gonna send them checks for 10,000, 100,000. They're gonna say, "Yeah, we're gonna fight against the liberalists," and they're gonna get checks. You do the same thing on here and say, "Hey guys, we're just looking for $25 to support a basketball squad to go to school or go to a camp," and people gonna be like, "Man, they want $100. That's a lot of money."
But see, we're talking about two different things. I'm saying in general, you don't have to be right down the middle. In fact, I think it's easier to run the bag up. What is the old saying that the riches are in the niches, right? Because first of all, whether we're talking about extreme left or extreme right, half of the time, some of these people don't even believe in what they're saying anyway, but they know that this is how I get to the bag, right? They're saying, look, I can get to the bag.
Anything they literally doing anything for clout.
Listen, the flat earth idea, the guy got on and said, "I got a great idea. The earth is flat." I literally watched people said the earth is flat. And I went, "Have you ever left Pennsylvania?" And they're like, "Well, no." So how the hell do you know the earth is flat?
They watch YouTube videos because they watch YouTube videos. But that's the point. The point is you can be as extreme as you want to. I think the riches are in the niches. But real quick, though, let me read this so we can move on. Here's the part that I found interesting, right? Tuesday, Blue Sky announced the roadmap of its decentralized social network protocol, which will be the underlying code behind the app. Importantly, it says user data will be free from governmental influence and controlled by users rather than commercialized by a corporation, a move which could revolutionize the personal data economy. The app's code will allow user account data to be moved from platform to platform. Blue Sky users will be able to use their account to log into any social media account that adopts the new code, so a single account will give them access to all of their favorite social media. Do you guys think something like that could work?
Well, I got a couple companies are doing that where you can only log in with your one account. So basically, I say I'm Jabbar Fairweather. I have the KYC. I got to prove everything that I'm Jabbar Fairweather, and I'm not allowed from this, to do any other accounts. There's no more fake accounts. I've seen that on a couple like Rumble and some other accounts where they're just making it so that you are you. Like you got to prove that you are you. You got to send a bill in, whatever it is.
Facebook started that way. Facebook used to do that. Facebook used to actually do that, but that's not the biggest point of it. I'm not talking about proving that you're you or signing into other accounts. That's an extra feature. I'm talking about the idea that there is no centralized entity that controls data. So therefore, you can't shut the network down. You can't do anything about it. I just don't know how they'll be able to attract advertisers, which thus far has been the model to kind of like monetize these social media platforms, unless people
are coming out with their own coin. They're just going to do it to get their own coin prices to go up. I think they're going to do a coin play, not really an advertising play, because you're going to be hard pressed to get an advertiser to throw money up in the air.
I don't think they're going to do a coin. Like Jack Dorsey is against all shit coins. Like
whoa.
I doubt they're going to do it because of who's doing it. Not because it's not a thing that you could do, but because of who's doing it.
I'm a part of another Connect Social, which is the same. They run in the bag with their own coin, and they allow you to. I'm just saying it because they just did the launch, and they've been following me for a while to get me to come on there. I guess I'm the only black person to be on this damn thing, but they're basically saying, "Hey, you get on there. They pay you in a coin to say or run your podcast or whatever on the social network, and that's how they're doing it. And it's based off of I forgot what the underlying coin is. I didn't even check." But there's a lot of companies coming out with that, and their model was this: let's say we're on for 24 minutes.
That's old. That's old. Fountain,
I know it's old, but I'm just saying that's the one
Fountain
when
you do that. Fountain lets you do that with Bitcoin. You can stream like Bitcoin to someone on Fountain. So there's a Fountain app that's out there. But that's not the point. The point is a decentralized social media. So there has to be. I don't know the road to monetization for something like that, because again, will someone advertise when they realize this thing can't be shut down and people will be able to say what they want to say?
Well, then it'll also make pure advertisers. Like if I get on something like that, I know that my product or service is the shit. Like I'm not gonna get on something like that and know that I got flaws. Like that's the thing I tell people about Kanye West shoes. I said, y'all don't realize how there's checks and balances at Adidas. So now he gets a shoe and he goes into this network that has no checks and balances, and the shoe falls apart. And you get that one person that's just like, yo, I just paid $1,000 for these shoes, and they trash. And you have an social net with no policing. Man, it's going to be crazy for products and services.
Yeah.
So you definitely, if you do advertise, you better be, that work.
Yeah. So all right, we got some comments. Let me get to these comments right here. Justin says, I will buy Twitter right now. And GC says, why? He said, Elon isn't a quitter, right? So, doesn't mean anything. He just bought Twitter. Boring company, didn't work. All right. Omar, what's up? Oh, how you?
Yo.
All right. So his brother's solar company went under as well. Yeah. Elon, people ignore some of the stuff that happened.
Oh, he was a loser for a long time.
I mean, yeah, read his book though. Things valued at 44 billion don't just go away. So just that it's valued at 44 billion doesn't go away. Dude got lucky that the government gave Tesla them loans. All right, so GC is going in on Elon.
Twitter, he gonna definitely love Twitter. He gonna be on Twitter talking all kinds of stuff.
So Kamari brings
up his account gets banned.
Kamari brings up a point. He says Twitter didn't pimp their platform the same way that other social media platform did. They were trying to protect the people a bit. I could see that they didn't really fully go because Zuckerberg let his hands go. He put ads everywhere, like ads in the stories, ads in here, so they didn't do that. Twitter also seemed a little bit confused to me too, right? So I've been on Twitter since I think 07, 08, somewhere around there. And man, matter of fact, let me go back and clean my Twitter up because I just thought about that. I don't know what I said back then, but
you gonna take your Black Panther mask off?
But Twitter was it was the timeline, and timelines were crazy back then for anybody who was on there back then. But they've added the stories, they've added Twitter Spaces, they've added at one point live video, all kinds of stuff they've added, and they never really
none of that stuff works because everybody goes to Twitter for one thing: news. Twitter just became like a fifth news channel. It became like the TMZ, like the breaking news spot. People
go to Twitter for two reasons: news and pun. That's pretty much it.
Yeah.
All right. So GC says be more specific. So he's talking Justin and GC. So do you think Twitter is done? Twitter not going away doesn't mean they have a higher stock price in 10 years. I don't think Twitter goes away because of what they are, Corey's point about news, but I don't know what it means from a valuation standpoint.
Well, he's taking it private. Listen, he said over and over again, he's taking it private. He said that today. He said it in a tweet. He's taking Twitter off, he's going to buy all the stocks. He's going to take it private. So in that part, you don't know what's going to happen. But I was literally listening to somebody who had like I said, I think they put like $100,000 into Twitter, and they sent him something about whether he could buy, he had the option to buy or sell his shares. And, I think he's selling them. I think he sold them today.
So Justin says Twitter never turned a profit, but it will soon. Lies.
Where are they turning a profit at though?
Oh, that the Fox. Yeah, we're talking about turn profit based on what? He's just a prediction annually, quarterly. Did they sell braces? Things were going so. Oh, did they sell because things were going so good? Got you. Chaz, what's good, Chaz? Welcome.
Yo.
I sound like Kamari when I said that. Welcome. I gotta chill. He bought Twitter for unlimited access. Okay. Okay, Jamil. So Jamil
gotta get some Cardi B, baby.
Like Jamil goes there for the second reason I mentioned.
Oh my gosh. I can't.
All right, so GC they simply sold because Elon offered to buy the stock for a higher price than it was. 50% more. Yeah, it was crazy valuation. Yeah, Mac brings up the same thing I said. Yeah, Rush ran the bag up. At the time, it was valued at $44 billion. What did he end up paying for it?
41?
No, they paid $44 billion for it. My thing is this.
No, I think they lowered it because when he first tried to buy it, it was 44. But I think the courts made him pay the lower price.
No, in the 50s though. Right? Somebody tell me what the actual purchase price ended up being for anybody. Put it in the chat for me.
Because I remember seeing 41 as an offer, and then I think they turned it down because he first said, "I'm gonna buy Twitter," and they, what's crazy is he put all that shit out there on Twitter about how much he was gonna buy it, when he was gonna do, what was going. It was crazy.
So Justin believes that one of the problems is the fake accounts. He says that Elon will fix that fast. I think that's a good thing because I swear I think I got like 7,000, 6,000 followers over there, and I swear half of them is fake anyway. So yeah, Elon, get rid of
the Russian bots, baby. The Russian bots are taking over.
I think that's what it is. Just stop the censorship. Meritocracy will win every time. So
So nobody did no research. Come on, guys. Somebody can do the research. Let me see if I can find what he paid for it. I got my.
Right, so
he paid like 44 billion for. Yo, I think.
What's up, Cookie?
He paid 44 billion, but how many? That's divided by how many shares? Like, so what was the share price? My thing is this: the share price at the time when he bought Twitter was $28.
Right? Yeah, time they wanted the contract, it was $28 per share. I think they are showing them. I mean, maybe I don't know if I'm missing something. I'm trying to catch up now. Because Chris is 54 a share. All right, he says 54 a share. So Elon bought it for 44 billion. But when they were 28,
it's at $53 right now. 53.70.
Yeah, but when he wanted the contract, it was 28 a share.
Because when you buy it, it has to go to the share price where it's bought for. So it has to go to that price because that's the fair market value, because that's what it's being bought for.
All right, so how about this thought from GC? And by the way, everybody watching, please do me a favor, hit the like or love button for us while you're watching. GC says Elon's not fixing anything fast. Him getting rid of bots is actually him killing tons of businesses. Yes. All right, so we got 44 billion, and I guess the original price was 54 billion. So but it settled at 44. Okay.
Yeah, no, $54 a share.
Oh, $54 a share. Okay, $54 a share. I'm my apologies. 54 a share. The offer was made in April when it was that high. Blah blah blah. 54.20. All right, yeah. So that's
fair market valuation. I remember seeing this all over the place for Twitter at the time when he bought it was $28 a share.
Yeah.
So my man doubled up the price.
Basically. And I think that's probably why GC said he would pay for it.
But at the same time, here's the thing. Think about what he did. He paid for it with Tesla shares,
which is probably overvalued anyway.
That's how he paid for it. Like
paid for overvalued shares with overvalued shaires.
He said Elon playing the game like on Shelton Ave, but he put the 3 cups up. And
he just like, what are we talking about? I ain't make money in Tesla. When's the last time he turned a profit in Tesla? Can we talk?
Well, he has to turn a profit in Tesla to get into the S&P 500. So he did turn a profit in Tesla.
Now, Elon got the 3 red cups up with the Jonathan.
He had a meeting with the shareholders. Hey guys, make sure you talk positive about Tesla on Twitter. Okay.
Nah, to get into the S&P 500, you gotta be profitable for X amount of time.
So here we go. He says that he overpaid by like 20 billion.
Yes, with free money. 20 billion of Tesla stocks.
But what I'm saying to you is
matter.
He paid for overvalued stock with overvalued stock.
Like, so GC said I still rather own Tesla shares than Twitter.
I mean, yeah, because Tesla's the more valuable company because Tesla actually got a product. Like this, Twitter doesn't have anything that is.
No, it has data. It has data.
No. I'm saying proprietary. Like all these other social media joints, they don't have anything proprietary.
Yeah. Here's the thing, though. He said all he had to do was wait a bit. Twitter would have been under $20. Going into 2023, he might have got that John for like a couple $100,000. All right, so, but here's my question, gentlemen. Before we get off this topic,
go ahead.
I'm gonna do a couple more topics before we do our Bitcoin giveaway. Before we go to this topic, though, Jabbar, you're a real estate guy. You know this. I've seen people overpay for properties in the short term, but then I look up 10 years later and that property has tripled in value. And it's like, damn, you did overpay at the time, but you saw something in that area that maybe we didn't see, right? Mm-hmm. And people have brought up the fact that maybe it's a data play. Do you think it's possible for him to extract value, even if he overpaid? If we all agree he overpaid, is it a way for him to extract value that actually makes this worth it?
Yes, because if he can get Tesla, so what everybody forgets is he owns a bunch of other companies. So if I'm at a place where you go to get news and information from, and I put on there that Jimmy is going to be up for sale in the next 6 months.
Damn, what's this? 1824?
Yeah, I mean, so we got Jimmy going up on the auction block in 6 months from now. Now, nobody knows this. I know it. Corey knows it. Your wife knows it. Everybody knows it. And then I say, well, how do I get Jimmy to sell for the highest price? I know. I'm going to go to Twitter, and I'm going to start talking about how great Jimmy is. Jimmy's the man. He's intelligent. He can wear glasses. He knows the shit.
So you're saying he's going to use it to pump up other things?
Of course. That's the only thing that makes sense. Think about it. You own the dictionary. You own the fact sheet. I can say Twitter. I can say, and now I can have other people that work for me that then have accounts
All right.
Be like,
let me respond to that. But Crypto Black, shout out to Crypto Black. By the way,
Crypto Black, I'll be following you on Twitter too.
Yeah, another powerful guy on YouTube. Make sure you go follow his YouTube channel if you haven't yet. Crypto Black is our guy.
He be winning too.
Yeah, that's our guy, man. But he has a lot of powerful content on YouTube. Make sure you follow Crypto Black on all platforms. But he says when he made the offer in April, it was over $54 a share, and the stock market then crashed in June. Our brother Russ says that Elon isn't recovering that money until the next bull run. James Sandman, what up, James? Appreciate that. Kamar responding to GC. Maybe I think Twitter stock won another run for this 20. Interesting, the presidential election.
But what do you think? What I said, Jimmy?
What's up, Chanel? Thanks for checking in. Please hit the like,
family.
You know what I'm saying? Most of that spending was probably run dry. See, they probably got to wait for the next election. I really didn't think he was going to buy Twitter. I thought he was just pumping and dumping. I thought he was just talking trash. I ain't gonna hold you.
No, but like I said, think about it.
He's signed that
six products. I want to sell my 6 products. Now, where you go to get the information about my 6 products, other than YouTube, is here.
But here's the thing. Here's the thing with that, Bardo. You gotta have the people there that you're talking to. If you're out there talking to nobody, you ever see people. Somebody going IG live like, "What's up, folks?" And you're like, "Yo, there's nobody here. Who you talking to?" Right?
But Twitter affects. All right, so watch this. You know when he goes on and talked about Dogecoin, what happened to Dogecoin? Unlimited product that had unlimited.
No, but hear me out though.
Had no value. He
that's
made
at the current Twitter.
Penny
what I'm saying
71 cents on Twitter.
Yeah, that's the Twitter before Elon owned it. Now, my thing is, do the people stay, or with some of the changes he make, will it draw? Listen, social media sites come and go all the time. Like, Vine,
it's not proprietary.
Vine was that work, right? So Vine was proprietary.
That so my thing is,
everybody was on Snapchat.
Don't pay people to stay. Twitter don't pay enough to make people stay. Twitter used to be a place where you could go and break news, and now people selling poom poom on Twitter, right? So my thing is this. So
and guess where men are going? Right for that poom poom. OnlyFans is making a pretty penny for a lot of people. So
hey, listen, I'm not mad at people on OnlyFans.
Hey, Bar, how many OnlyFans you subscribe to, Bar?
Whoa! Don't tell my secret.
I'm joking.
Listen. One thing I tell everybody: there's not I'm a collector. I'm a professional. You know what I mean? If you see me follow that person, you best believe I did some research. So, I'm Jamaican on both sides. I may not put the accent out there. I'm still
but Corey, right? So what I'm saying is this though. We've seen social media sites that were huge just go away. That happens all the time, right?
But Twitter survived though. That's the thing though. Twitter
they
survived
have thus far, but they've never been under Elon. I'm not saying they will or they won't. What I'm saying is
they never had Elon at the head of the company.
GM has never pulled out before, and Kamari just talked about that. We did bring it up earlier, Kamari. We did talk about GM pulling out their advertising already.
But they just paused it. They didn't pull out. They paused. Their pause is basically, let's see where this is going to go, and then
temporarily suspends.
You're right. That's all. And then guess what? They might do that, and then Ford or Chevy or somebody else might come right in and be like, you know what?
Yeah, but here's the problem with that. Here's the problem when you're the CEO of 6 companies and many of them are traded. Those people were also his competitors in a whole other business, right? So I'm going to put money into your business over here. Like, if we competing over here with Tesla, and I'm trying to get my cars out on the road to compete with Teslas. So that's a whole other aspect of it.
Because GNC came out with a thorough ass electric car.
So that's my point. My point is, why do I want to line his pockets over here? We ops now. So, all right. So let's see. So I got away from that. Let me catch up with some of these comments. Chris says that more than one person has told me they'll invest in anything Elon touches. That's another good point. And Corey brought that up earlier, right? Excuse me. It's the church of Elon. So some people love dude for whatever reason. Like we live in one of our biggest problems as a culture is we love celebrity way too much. And we live in a culture where people worship Elon. Doesn't matter what he does.
That's fact.
Celebrity worship is crazy.
And I literally heard people, like I was telling you earlier, ask the dumbest questions and just like get fan struck. They're asking them questions, interviewing them, and they're like, "What did you eat today?" And I'm like, "What?" Like
talking about Elon?
Yeah, like back when COVID was around, he was on Twitter, he on Clubhouse, and he had overflow rooms of people talking to Elon, asking questions, and it was just like the fanfare was like he was Michael Jackson. Like you would think like how people acted like Michael Jackson. People's like, "Oh my gosh, I can't believe I'm talking to Elon." I'm like, "Yo, dude, and he just smoking a dude, smoking like, yeah, I'm just here. And he was cool, but he can do no wrong.
He was
That's
running
goofy.
exposed.
That's extra goofy. Man, listen, I just met one of my heroes in person, man, and all I did was sit there and listen to the information, man. And so, you know what I mean?
Yo, thanks, Corey. I appreciate that.
So GC said that Elon went through with the deal because he didn't want to go through discovery in that court case because they's gonna find some stuff.
Yeah, for sure.
He said,
listen, all the patents he stole,
definitely in the monkey business.
All the patents he stole.
He said Elon was running from getting exposed for that tricking he'd be doing. GC must got some info.
Oh yeah. Oh, it's out there though. My man got baby mamas all over the place. My man be out here tricking.
Right, so
where's he getting the weed from? Listen, wherever his weed spot is, they got some dirt on them.
All right, so Tamelia says that she thinks that more people will go just because he owned it.
Oh yeah, of course.
Yeah. Oh yeah, all the monkey business going to Twitter. All the monkey business.
Max says he don't like Twitter. It's too difficult to argue with folks. So, any of y'all actually for the folks watching? Any of y'all actually use Twitter? And will you stay there?
Listen, you know what? People be having. Jimmy, Corey, answer me this: why do people be having full conversations with themselves on Twitter? And I'll be like I follow a few people. And they'll be talking. I'm like, well, who the hell were you talking to? I was just expressing myself. To who?
But that's how Twitter is its own culture. Each social media is its own culture. Yeah. Twitter, you just dump out thoughts. So I didn't hear. If you talk about Nikola Tesla, I didn't hear that. I gotta check out the Killer Pre-Show. I gotta check that out. I didn't hear that one though.
Corey, who did you meet with outside of me?
Reggie Middleton.
But who's that?
Hey, do your Googles.
Whoa. Did you just say who is that?
First of all, I did it because of people watching the video. God dang, give me a break. Right. I'm the guy who comes on shows and asks questions that the other audience.
Let me get through these comments, y'all. So in 2 years, Twitter's gonna be like Vine. Wow, that's heavy. That'd be crazy to spend billions of dollars for something that's gonna get shut down. I mean, you still got the data. The real CEO, no, Elon ain't that nice with it. They got more of his inventions. Y'all watched the doc on Nikola Tesla.
Yeah, my man had crazy amount of inventions.
GC said he's not a fan of no one in the history of this earth. Hey, listen, I hear you. All that groupie stuff ain't me. Yeah, Elon's too sporadic and manipulate the market too much for me to invest with him. Yeah, the picture of Tesla is only the movie actor pick. Okay, got you. Twitter is where all the crypto stuff be for real. Either that or the Discord and what's the other one? Telegram be going crazy.
Yeah, Discord and Telegram.
I will stay for now until the racists take over. Okay, so he said he's gonna stay there. Like Kramer crying earlier. Oh, I ain't see Kramer crying.
Yeah, you got to send that to us.
Yeah, I gotta meme that. He about to be a meme.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't know that. I'm gonna look that up. I'm gonna look that up though. Jakeem, I'm gonna definitely look that up. If you got a link or something, shoot it to By the Hood on Twitter. If you talking about Twitter at By the Hood, shoot it on Twitter or Instagram or Facebook. Shoot us the link that episode. I want to check that out. Tonight it said crypto Twitter is popping. Pun Twitter, not as big as pun Twitter. I went on Twitter and saw mental gymnastics to justify a dude overpaying on Twitter. That's because people love him, y'all. So Twitter is the funniest place on earth. Twitter is kind of hilarious. When you think about pure comedy on social media,
I don't know, bro.
What you think is up?
I don't know, man.
Twitter has not failed. You can type anything in Twitter and you'll see a meme or a clip.
TikTok to me, I ain't gonna lie, man.
TikTok is funny too.
TikTok, I don't know, man. It used to be IG, but now TikTok. Like for me, I like the visual comedy. So it's not. I don't find Twitter as funny as I find.
Yeah, but a lot of the craziness that happens in the world happens on Twitter.
They go there first. All the craziness goes there first.
Listen, presidents, how about presidents of countries go to Twitter.
Yeah, they break news on Twitter. Listen,
I'd be like, wait the hell? Like they're like, yeah, we're being attacked by Russia. We're not gonna call anybody. We're gonna post it on Twitter and raise $1 billion.
Jamil says left Twitter back in 2009. His mobile interface is too cluttered with retweets as. See, back in 2009 though, Jamil, the key was to get like a app that you can run Twitter on. Never the Twitter app itself. Their mobile platform is always trash. It's better in 2022 to the point where I don't even use like third-party apps. So Lance says that Twitter is wild. It stay on some NSFW. I mean, I mean, that might be your algos, man. What you be into, Lance? That your algos pushing that to your page, like,
yo,
yeah, you know what I mean? Like, I'm just
listen,
asking.
they sent me some nice stuff. I ain't gonna lie, some quality stuff comes to my
Yo,
account. Y'all, if I show you mine,
I haven't been on Twitter in a year, bro.
Barbie wilding, bro.
yo, y'all should check out my Instagram, who I
Oh,
follow.
listen,
on
I
Instagram.
already see the people you follow, Bar. I know you got a whole Bar got his real estate side, but there's a whole other side. But I know I already seen some of the folks you follow.
Listen, and I tell people all the time, I talk to my follow. The people I follow, I talk to. If you ain't respond,
now you about to snitch on yourself, man. Chill. All right, so whose church is bigger, Elon or Kanye?
Elon, of course.
Okay. So Bar,
Kanye.
I saw people from the church of Kanye pissing you off this week. You think Elon still got the bigger church?
Yeah, no, I can't listen. I literally talked to a Kanye fan. I put you on the phone with a Kanye fan, an Yeezy fan. He had 17 pairs of Yeezys. I said, "What is wrong with you?" He's like, "What you talking about? Like 17 pairs?" I just don't understand how we can worship people that don't even, like, even when they talk, it'd be like they're not even thinking of nowhere about you. Like, there's no one buying, or in my world, buying a $30,000 sweater, you know what I mean, with a hole in it. Like,
no,
like, come on, man. They don't even. One of the things I think that we as a people have to come together and realize, man, is like we worship the wrong things, and then when we look back, we go, "Oh man, I followed AI to the day he dies." And then I was listening to I wouldn't call you about this, Jimmy. I was listening to a podcast where the boy who fucked with Jay-Z, his co-partner, Dame Dash.
Okay.
You know what Dame Dash said? He said, "Don't he sound like me?" to Kanye. And he said he talked to Kanye before he had the rant. He said, "Yeah, I talk to Kanye all the time." And I'm like, yo, Kanye West following Dame Dash, you're going to burn like Dame Dash did. And then people be like, "Oh, man, Dame Dash did the right thing." But then you look at the win and loss columns, you go, well, you always talking about Jay-Z. Jay-Z's winning. He up. He a billionaire. Dame Dash ain't close. Now, I rock with him because he says his mind, and it's great to speak your mind. But speaking your mind and being a good business person or a great business person, there are wins and losses in that game. And if you got Kanye West listening to Dame Dash, he's going to end up like Dame Dash. If Kanye listens to Jay-Z, you're more likely to end up like Jay-Z or in the middle somewhere. It's crazy.
So I got to intervene here, right?
Go
I got to have an intervention here, right? Money is how you keep score, but money is not it doesn't in the grand scheme of things. What's more important? The ability and the resources to speak your mind, or having $1 billion.
A broke person on the street can speak his mind.
What I'm
Not
saying
everybody can make $1 billion.
But what I'm saying to you is he already made $1 billion, right?
No, he didn't. No, he made $1 billion because Adidas. That's what got him the billion.
Let me jump in the
middle.
That's
not what made the $1 billion.
You're on two extremes. It's not either you're a billionaire or you're broke on the street. There's somewhere in between there, right?
Like, I'm saying what he said about speaking your mind. Listen, I got crackheads. So time out for everybody who don't know. I have a felony 1 charge for being with the most drug dealers in the history of the East Coast. So when I tell you there are crackheads that are doctors that we had that were 2 doctor degrees, who were smart as shit, was on drugs, right? Yeah. They spoke their mind. They did exactly what they wanted to do. They wanted to smoke drugs. Yes. They were at the wedding parties with us. I said, "What the hell is Black doing here?" "Oh yeah, he got 2 doctor degrees." "What?" "Yeah, crackhead, spoke his mind, did what he wanted to do." Now, at some point,
what does that have to do with him being broke? My thing is, speaking his mind didn't make him broke. His addiction did. That's not
because no one stopped him. Some point you had somebody. At some point, you were at the height of your profession and you were making decisions, and people's like, "Man, let that brother live." So when that person said, "Let that brother live," because here's what always happens to our people. Oh, speak your mind, speak your mind. When the person falls to the bottom, the same people that told you to speak your mind can't help you or won't help you because they don't have the resources to help you. So when a person's on that fall or get to the top and they about to fall off, there got to be someone like me that says, "Yo, Kanye, I get you want to speak your mind, you want to do your own thing, but you're about to lose generational wealth to speak your mind. Maybe just hold back a little."
Well, hold on though, because I think it's this is not either or extreme.
Yeah, no, it's not either or.
And hold on, and the thing about it is, right? So with the whole JP Morgan thing, they said he had 140 million liquid, right? That they told him to kick out of here. So if that's true, right? And he lost everything he has. He had 140 million in cash. Now, I'm not justifying anything he did or said because
that man's not broke.
Whoa. Y'all do know that AB
let me finish.
He made $200 million with spending $20 million a year.
Let me finish.
And losing $20 million a year spending on dumb shit. A financial advisor said, if you only got $24 million in your bank account after getting paid over $200-something million, you're going to be broke in the next 4 years.
Because of AB,
of athletes go broke.
Let me speak though.
Go ahead.
You're talking about someone with 24 versus 140.
No, again, AB had 200. No.
No. At the
Antonio
time,
Brown had $200 million.
He had 200 million in contracts.
That's what
he had. Paid out. No, this is paid out. Time out. Sorry.
Yes. But at the time that was said, he only had 20 something left. What I'm saying is this guy had 140 liquid. Now hold on, that was only in that one bank account. And again, I'm not justifying anything because I got my own issues. Once someone shows themselves as being anti-black to me, I'm done with them. So nothing else matters. I'm done with you.
Right.
So that's my perspective. But what I will say is this idea of like when you measure things just strictly by the money you have, I think there's a thin line between like having the complete freedom to say what you want and having billions of dollars. Because for some people, $1 billion don't mean anything, right? Because again, some of these people who are pressing plays to cancel him don't have the money he has. Because power is not just money. If I could pick the phone up and press a button and you lose this deal and that deal, but I don't have the money you have, but I got the power, you can't conflate power with money. They're the two different things.
But the athletes, that's the same thing with athletes. There's, like I always tell you, there's athletes who have 200 million, 500 million. There's athletes who only made $1 million a year, but at the end of their careers own $500 million companies because they had somebody in their ear that told them what to do with the money. You know, what I always say is influence is power itself. And it's what you do with your influence. Do you use your influence to uplift the people around you, or do you use your influence to just make yourself look better, and then crash and burn? I mean, I've learned that the richest people I meet are lonely. I've met the people, and because the people they surround themselves with was only around them for the money. So when they're not giving money out anymore, they don't have that circle. I show up and I'm like, well, damn, you got all this money. Where's all the people that you should be around, family and friends? They like, well, they're not my family and friends anymore. The guy who started Priceline told a great story when he made Priceline, and he was sitting at a dinner table with all the people who he went to school with, and he said, I'm going to buy you guys dinner. They said, we don't want your freaking money. And he's like, what are you talking about? It's my turn to pay. Oh, because you went public, you make all this money. So then he comes, he pays for his own meal. They said to him, oh, now you can't pay for meal. So he couldn't win and lose. So he had to start a new table. What I always tell people is you got to know what makes you happy. Do what makes you happy. Hopefully it makes money. But then bring along people who you can rock with that was with you or don't care about your money. I don't care if Corey got, 20 million in the bank. That don't change how I'm going to speak to him or act. And
Corey
Jimmy might have 50 million.
Corey got 21 million in the bank. But go ahead, though.
Oh, yeah. You know what I mean? But for me, being around rich people, and that's what I mean, and I told somebody this before, I ran a multi-million-dollar company. And the first thing I learned is no matter how much I paid somebody, it did not change their core nature. If they came to work when I paid them $15 an hour, they came to work late when I paid them $25 an hour. I paid a guy $150,000 a year. My payroll every 2 weeks was $36,000, between $28,000 and $36,000. So for the record, so somebody be like, "Oh, Jabbar, no, I've done that. That's recorded, did it." And guess what I learned? No matter how much money I paid somebody, it did not mean they were going to show up to work on time. No matter how much money, how much they begged me, family, friends, whoever, it became about your personal character. If your character was to show up early so you can't be late, that's what you did. But when I gave people more money, it made them do shit that I was like, why did you pay $2,000 for a painting? Your apartment isn't $2,000 a month. Oh man, I seen it and it looked nice. But it's $2,000. You drive a Honda Accord. Maybe you don't want to pay $2,000 for the you gave me that raise. And I'm like, give it time.
That's lifestyle creep though. That doesn't have anything to do with speaking your mind and freedom.
But guess what? Because I gave him more money, he was able to buy it. I'm just saying, because I gave him a raise, he went, I'm gonna buy this paint. And the paint to me was ugly. I'm like, I'm gonna pay $2,000 for a freaking painting at the time. I'm not a real art person. I said, what the fuck? He was like, I went to Vegas and it was a great painting. He paid $2,000 for it. I was like, no. But speaking your mind.
What I'm saying is, all right, and we talk about this often, myself, Corey, as well as like Jabbar. You gotta let people be themselves. But what you got to do is you got to show them the clean glass. You got to lead by example, right? So instead of telling people you shouldn't do this or you shouldn't do that, you got to show them by your actions what the right thing to do is. But our overall conversation, though, when it comes to like speaking your mind versus billions of dollars, there's some medium there, and I don't think those they're two extremes. Let me get back. Let me get back to the comments and see what our folks are talking about, because we've been going in for a while. And I want to make sure I highlight. I'm not going to let Tanelia get away with saying this and not putting it on the screen. I'm not going to lie. When I hear a celebrity news leak, I'm not going to keep that off. I'm going to put that on the screen. So,
yo,
Lance says, I remember when Nick Cannon was trending. I didn't know why, so I clicked the hashtag. So
I still don't know why. What the hell was going on with
that? He got baby number 11 or something like that.
Oh yeah. Never mind. I don't want to talk about
that. Yo, Raphael, man. Shout out to your partner Todd, man. Todd be wilding on Twitter for one. But you know, Todd always puts out a tweet that's like will make you click on it because he's saying something completely wild. That's one of his strategies, right? So he said something wild the other day, and I clicked on it, getting ready to say something. My dude is in there selling a golf course. I was like, yo, he's really getting to it.
Yes.
So shout out to him, man. Let's see, Chris. Did you all hear about somebody beat up Nancy?
Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah. You don't get no brownie points for beating up an 82-year-old man with a hammer.
Damn, I ain't see that. That happened
today. They broke in looking for Nancy.
They broke in Nancy Pelosi San Fran house and ran down on her brother.
Her husband.
I thought it was her brother.
Nope, her husband. He beat the 82-year-old husband.
They beat up Sal?
Beat up her husband.
Fractured his skull. Yo, you can't break in my crib. You break in my crib, you're going to go meet Biggie. All right, so I'm late. What's good, everybody? Kev, what's good, bro? Kev, hit that like button for me, man. Big Show made me give Twitter hey, yo.
I don't see. I don't know no hetero.
Oh, my God.
You wild, yo.
Yo, I ain't mad at that.
Balenciaga's about to be at TJ Maxx for $29. Yo, I was watching a documentary on Louis Vuitton today, right? And it was talking about how Louis Vuitton was started by a homeless teen. This guy was homeless. And he started by selling this luggage. But the craziest part about the story is, so it was like a wholesale operation. Left it to his son. His son went to business school, had an idea about going retail. Went retail, made millions, took it public. And when Louis Vuitton merged with like Moet Hennessy, which was an idea they had, you had the luxury, like, beverage. Let's make a luxury company. I got the luxury at this time, clothing and luggage and all that. They did it, but it was beef between Louis Vuitton's board and the Moet Hennessy board. So the dude who was running Louis Vuitton, which was the grandson of like the original founder, he was like, I need help on the business side with this. He had a friend, which is the guy that runs it now. What's his name? Bernard Arnault, whatever his name is. The current CEO of Louis Vuitton, right? He brought him in as like backup. Like, look, I'm going through with this board over here. I'm gonna bring you in. You're gonna help me ride this out. He like, bro, I got you. At the time, he was a real estate developer and he had millions of dollars and had experience dealing with boards and all this kind of stuff. He came in, saw the operation, and started buying all the shares behind his man's back. Ended up getting a controlling stake in the joint and booted him out.
Yeah.
And he's the current CEO to this day.
Listen, that's part of crazy. Listen, why do you think Elon's taking it private? Most people don't realize that why it's part of Elon's probably taking it private. A lot of times I've seen shows where I watch the
publicly traded board, he won't be able to do all the crazy stuff he's talking about.
Right.
Because as a publicly traded company, the SEC is your boss.
Mm-hmm. Listen, I was watching the show. I forgot it came growing up, whatever it was. And they showed how in Italy they would run the shows and do these the clothing and stuff like that. It's crazy. Like I think that the biggest thing when you run a company is you have to have culture. I think that's the biggest thing when you run any successful business is what's the culture of the company. And it starts from the head down. Like, iPhone people, like me, I got iPhone. We look at everything else like what you got in your hand.
Hey man, I got the 14 right here, bro. What you talking about?
Yeah, I'm on my 14.
I'm just making sure.
You got that overpriced. I got that overpriced S10.
I got the 4 here too, bro.
He got that overpriced S10.
So think about this. The iPhone changed the game, and everybody knows it's overpriced, right? We all know it doesn't have all the features of the Samsung. But because of the culture, because of the marketing, because of the advertising, because how it makes us feel when we hold it, when we talk to somebody and they got an iPhone, we got an iPhone. It's like, yo, you got that complicated Samsung. What the hell are you talking about, man? I can't FaceTime you. It's It's that club that we're a part of. And I think that's what changes everything.
But it does. But real quick, though, how would you feel if you brought your man aboard to help you who told you, I got you, and he snaked you and bought all the shares?
Listen, Jimmy, one of the things I follow and been doing, I follow snakes and poisonous snakes. Oh, that boy's out. Listen, they be like, he got bit by a rattlesnake and died. Whatever snake.
Yeah, that's crazy, man.
I'm finding something to get your ass. They like a black widow, something.
Twitter did have some cold pages with dedicated Umar clips. Other than that, I'm going to watch Crypto Black, Jamar, Mike Miller, Tariq Nasheed. All right, so here's the thing, though. What's the best Umar page on there? Like,
oh my gosh,
there's one on there called I'm trying to think. It's one on there. It's hilarious. It's called Umar with no context or something like that. Umar no context. That page is hilarious.
Yo, that's like the page sounds hilarious. Like that's how funny it is. Like just because I know Umar and the crazy stuff he say. And
they take his clips, but it's called Umar with no context, so they don't have no context of why he's saying what he's saying. And that page
they just put the clip on there with no.
Cat says, if I'm a billionaire, I'm not messing up my chicken, bro. I get it. So Kamari says, having money alone in this culture makes you successful, but it don't mean you have morals and values, which is absolutely true. Tanelia says that's right. Oh yeah, Jabbar, I remember the scandal when some white doctor was found in that white media called a cocaine apartment. They kept cheating and ripping him off.
Yeah, that's Kanye.
See, but again, you talk about people playing chess. They probably did that like. Because my thing is this, though. So now, if you're a potential partner with him in any kind of aspect, you're like, damn, as soon as I piss you off, this is what you're going to do?
Well, that's the same thing that happened with, I can tell you, with, who the guy? The boy they canceled, the baby. Remember the baby was hot, popping?
Yeah.
And then he said that stuff, homophobic. Now you don't hear from him. He sold 17,000 albums. Because what people do is they get in their bag and they think, I can do whatever I want. I can say whatever I want. I'm hot. And then no one's telling them, yo, you might want to calm down, buddy.
Yeah. It's funny you bring this up. Me and Corey were talking about this before we came on. I was like, man, I said the same exact thing. No one's thinking about his kids. This kid's got to get extra security. Their life has changed forever.
His kids will never have to worry about money. They Kardashians.
Oh no, on that side, they good for life. But no, first foremost, listen, let me tell everybody this. If I come up with a game plan and I say, listen, you do what I tell you to do, we gonna make $1 billion. And that's what we run the play. You got to still respect our hustle. I don't give a fuck how you do it. They ran the play. The mom put out.
Here's a question. I'm asking you guys a question.
The mom ran the play perfect.
I'm not running no play that involved my kids getting bumped off by some dude. Like that's nuts.
All right, here you go, Core. $1 billion of freedom.
Give me the freedom.
How about you, Jabbar? $1 billion of freedom.
I got to take $1 billion.
You got to define freedom. Hold on. Let's do this. Define freedom.
I just wanted to show that I knew how that question would be answered by both of you, and I knew you guys would fall on the opposite side of that.
Oh yeah, because listen, I've had freedom. Wait, time out. So
you never had $1 billion.
I had freedom. I know what freedom tastes like, right? I don't know what $1 billion tastes like.
What do you mean by freedom? That's what I'm asking. Like, if you define, you got to define freedom, right? Because if it look like this stuff we got going on here, then give me the $1 billion, right? But you talk about freedom, like where I got control over the resources and the things that give me that. I'll take that over $1 billion. $1 billion.
Right. But here's the thing, though, Corey. Watch this. All right. So I've had freedom since 2006. What I've learned over the years is that even the people that I've gone to that I've made free, and I say, yo, I'm fucked up. I need $50 for gas money until this closing happens. You know, they'll be like, damn, Bar, I ain't got it. And I can factually dictate.
Here's
so I've learned
tonight, man. Bar got some trauma, man. Bar got some trauma with like people not showing love, man. Bar, you got some trauma. You got
Because what I've learned was I've helped people
call us off from Bar because your traumas can be easily solved by calling the right people, bro.
Well, I called it. Listen, it was crazy. That's why I always laugh when people say, you know, like the Jewish people. During COVID, when I was fucked up, my Jewish friends paid me every month. They send me a check. They didn't even ask questions. People will break their neck to your funeral, break their neck to show up at your funeral, but won't break their neck to make a phone call to see if you're okay.
See what I mean, Corey? He got some past traumas he got to deal with, man. But real quick though, I checked Elon's network. The Weird Cat worth $221 billion. If y'all haven't, just check out Broke. Yeah, the ESPN doc. I remember that. Like people was invested in inflatable furniture.
Yeah.
Start a new table. Bars. Yeah. I mean, listen, that's what you gotta do. What Bar said, start a new table.
Sometimes definitely. Listen, I've always what I do is I start my own table and I start another table. I literally talk to millionaires and billionaires all the time, but it's always funny to me. Like I think that
I tell you this, and I'll give you credit for this. You put us in front of 3 people that offered us a lot of money to do stuff, but it wasn't in the game plan, bro.
Oh yeah, listen. That's what I tell people. My network is crazy. It's just that I always try to go ask somebody. Like I always try to test things. I believe that if you believe in what you say, then fall on that sword. So if someone tells me, Bar man, we got to stick together as a people and give me a Martin Luther King speech, then years down the line, I'll ask them and test them. Like be like, yo, I'm fucked up. I need $50. Oh man, I ain't got it. And I go, how you ain't got $50? Oh, I just built the house from the ground up. Go ahead.
Lance, you out of control. That's all I'm gonna say on that comment. You out of control. Husband says, so Jamil says, excellent play by the Wolf in Cashmere for Louis Vuitton. That's the Bernard or not.
The movie.
Yeah. So Jamal, you cool with ripping your friends off as long as you get to be the richest man in the world.
Well, there you go.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Living Gucci. That was Gucci was a funny movie. Yo, the uncle in Gucci was funny as shit. I just want to make my clothing. I just want to make my clothing.
Yo, I used to be an account executive for Alltel. $1,000 StarTech was exclusive. Yo, I remember StarTech when they was that was
getting to it.
Back on somebody. Apple doesn't make an iPhone for everyday consumer. They are focused on people with disabilities and education and arts. Okay,
that's not true.
Hey! I love Apple.
Look, he don't even care what the comment is. He like, you don't talk bad about Apple.
Hey! Listen, I need to buy more Apple stock today.
I just think Kanye want attention. What is he accomplishing by saying this stuff?
He got out his contract. He did the same thing athletes do.
Me and Corey had this same conversation too.
Listen, he did the same thing athletes do. So AB wanted to get out his contract, and first thing he did is start acting up. Kanye ran the same play as AB did. That's Antonio Brown.
How's
Antonio Brown?
AB doing? AB now is resulting to selling T-shirts with him and Brady's wife. That's what he's doing now for revenue. So you're acting up for attention or to get out of contracts, but at what cost?
Well, the cost of having freedom. What do you mean? Everybody told him do it. Listen, they do it for social media likes and tweet and praises from people who I go, they don't matter. But then those same people will talk shit about you like, damn, AB's fucked up. You know what's crazy? Remember the guy that Mark Cuban saved? He was a homeless guy, NBA player. He was an NBA player for the Cleveland Cavaliers, had all the money in the world, like not all the money in the world, like $30 million, and ended up on a crackhead on the streets of LA. And not one NBA player went to go save him.
True. Damn, who saved him? The NBA players tried to help this dude, and because his addiction was so strong, he couldn't. Everybody tried to help this dude. Everybody.
Then how did Mark Cuban be the one to end up helping him?
Because he was ready for help at that time.
Hold on though. Mark Cuban didn't help him no more than anybody else did, because guess what? He just got locked up yesterday, right? His addiction is so strong, it doesn't matter. Mark Cuban was the one. Hold on. Mark Cuban was the one that got the notoriety for helping him, but other athletes have helped.
Everybody was trying to help this dude.
But I only seen the part where
for some reason when Mark Cuban does it, it makes Good Morning America, it makes this, it makes that.
Yeah, I mean, that's why I was mad. I was like, yo, why is it that this man got help by Mark Cuban? Like, God damn.
Again, Jabbar, that's your trauma with your past friends, man. You got some problems out here, bro. But I'm gonna real quick.
Listen. One day you're gonna see me living on Jimmy's couch. That's all.
Like Kev says,
in a new place.
Kev is another finance guy. I mean, y'all finance guy. I can tell what y'all gonna say. $1 billion FOH freedom. They'll have a new ninja next year. Freedom is an illusion. That's a whole other thing.
But that's what I said. You got to define freedom.
Now, I don't want to get into a big philosophical question because I was going to ask it. By the way, we'll be giving away Bitcoin pretty soon. We're having a great convo because can anyone in this current culture, society, or climate, does anybody actually have freedom?
Yes and no.
Does anybody actually have freedom?
The people in other countries, not America.
Do they even have freedom?
If they the Russian even the oligarchs. I was about to say the oligarchs do, but then I realized you got Vladimir Putin
who's exempt from having their stuff taken with the swipe of a pen.
Native Americans, but even then, no.
Nah, because the U.S. government, if the U.S. government send tanks over there, that's the end of it. If they say, listen, if they in Washington and they tell the Pentagon to take some tanks over there and take those hotels, those hotels and all the stuff that the natives got going on over there, that's over for them.
And again, I want y'all to think about that. The more you study the world, the more you study like global politics, I start to actually have these thoughts. Does anybody, and I mean anybody, you could talk about billionaires, people worth $1 trillion.
It's really hard.
Anybody have real freedom, right? And Mark said freedom is the right to speak the truth, no matter the consequence, right? So now, here's the thing about that, Mark, and we talked about it earlier, right? A lot of people can speak the truth. And the consequences of speaking the truth, there's always going to be a consequence. There's always going to be a consequence.
But what truth are you speaking? Because here's the thing: everybody believes a certain thing. When I worked at UPS, I never got promoted because I spoke the truth. What to me was, hey, you guys are leaving at 5 o'clock. I'm here till 6 because you guys are throwing 2 people in a truck to hurry up and get done your side, but you're not seeing my side of it. So I would take the boxes and throw in the controller's office. I'd take total gyms and I would wild out in meetings. I would never shut up. I would tell you whatever I thought. I said it into whoever. And guess what happened? I ended up staying stuck at a certain position, even though I was the best at what I did. I realized, like, man, fuck y'all, I'm do myself.
Those were the consequences. But again, freedom of speech just means that you won't be thrown in jail for your thoughts. It doesn't mean that they're not.
There's always consequences to everything you say.
Consequences.
I live my entire life like that. I still live like that. I talk crazy. I don't care about any of that stuff because if I want something, I can go get it. I have the freedom of my mind. If I want something, I'm going to go get it, regardless of what you say or what.
And that's why I fuck with Corey, because I think the same way.
I say whatever I want.
And I don't hold. Listen, I say fuck all the time. I curse and everything.
No,
but the one thing I did learn.
The thing is, I put myself on a certain leash because I have partners and I have friends and I care about the consequences for those people around me, right? But when it affects just me, I will say anything I feel like.
Well, see, and again, this is a matter of perspective because to me, like I'll say anything to a certain extent because I believe in playing chess, not checkers, right? So. And again, I was talking to Corey about this before we came on. You can say anything, but what I'm about action and about making things happen. So if I'm just talking for the sake of talking, it's why I used to get in arguments with a lot of my Hotep friends because they want to tell me about Kemet and ancient Egypt. And I love history, but this is all y'all do. All y'all do is sit around all day and argue about this. What are y'all actually
pontificating about what happened?
Yeah, what are you actually doing?
Aliens made Egypt the pyramids anyway, so it's cool.
But anyway, but Mark, what I'm saying is, I don't know if there's any human being alive that has the right to speak the truth and not have consequences, right?
Now, if you maybe the sheiks in Saudi Arabia, maybe the sheiks in Saudi Arabia,
you can deal with the consequences, but even them, they say the wrong thing. They can be. Listen, man.
Right now, what happened is this: the internet has actually ruined the right to speak your mind, which is crazy in a sense. Because what happens is this: we all know behind closed doors, the people who are really in the know how the United States really works, right? And you'll have people say, Jabbar, the United States is all about safety and making sure that we're protected. They sent $2 billion to the damn country, this other country. Yet we have veterans, kids here. And whenever people tell me about, no, the United States, I said, dog, they just pressed a button and sent $2 billion out to the United States, which could change every kid's life in the United States. And you got veterans that fight the wars that are homeless.
Can't get a dollar.
Hold on.
Can't get 10 cents out the government.
I'm trying to keep us on track though, right? So about that, no, even the folks you're talking about, Corey, you've read Confessions of an Economic Hitman. Let them do or say the wrong thing, and we'll see what freedom.
They get them out of there. They would definitely get them out of there.
Gaddafi thought he had freedom too.
Oh yeah, listen. When I watched that special, this dude he would put you in a bag with cats. I never heard no shit like that. How do you put a grown-ass man in a bag of cats?
You know what's crazy about Muammar Gaddafi? My aunt was in the palace when they raided the palace.
Wow.
Yo, real quick.
Let's talk about how much money Corey got. Yo, see, guys, that's when the secret comes out. Corey got some bread.
GC wants to know, man, who did you dirty, man? He said you definitely went through something, man. I told you, man, you got a lot of trauma you're dealing with, bro.
Oh, listen. Wait. Let me clear this up. Listen, guys. I was one of the first kids to work at UPS as an African American on a day shift. I was one of the fastest supervisors in the history of UPS. I made supervisor in 2 weeks. I was a kid walking around the city of Philadelphia, barefoot Jamaican. I've made a lot of money, and I've done a lot of things. But what always happened to me is I always was a giver. I was never a taker. So when I had $100,000 in my bank account and you came to me and say, Bar, I'm fucked up, I'd give you $20,000 on a handshake. I never looked at money as the most ultimate thing. And what my cousin would always tell me, Bar, you don't respect money. And what always happens is I trust our people and be like, yo, you got me? Yeah, I got you, Bar. And I'd be like, all right, cool, here you go. And then I turn back around and ask the person like, yo, I gave you that $20,000 over 2 years ago. And they'd be like, yo, I'm fucked up. I'm like, yo, I need the money back. And I always tell people, for me, I could go generate money and I don't mind. But I realized that you can't be a giver and not notice that you're talking to a taker. I think that's the part where we have to identify quickly who we're dealing with. And it took me a long time.
Also, Bar, just because I want to move forward, but also I want to tell you, you can't expect people to have your morals and principles. You can't expect people to be the way you are. People have everybody lives off their experience. Everybody has their own traumas they're dealing with. So you can't expect someone to do something because you would do it. And I think
and that's true. And like I tell people when I show videos in the morning and I show them my elevator in my house now, and I've lived in big ass 6,000 square foot homes and lived in a penthouse, I would invite people over. I would be like, yo, come see how I'm living and here's what I'm doing to do it. And that's why I start different programs and different processes. But what happens is the people that I helped to get to a certain level, I go back to them and say, hey, I need you to talk to these people about what you did to get there. And they be like, nah, Bar, I'm good. And I'll be like, what you mean? Like, I helped you. I need you to help these people. And what always happened to me is I met people who said, Bar, you could get to another level if you turn your back on these group of friends because they're only making $100,000 a year or they're only making this. And if you come hang out with me, I'm making 2-3 million. You could do the same. And I was never that person. I was always like, oh, fuck it. I'm staying here and I'm going to move the way I want to move because I love helping people and I want to see our people grow. And it starts with the kids because I think adults are stuck. Your belief is your belief. I can't change that. I can't tell Corey to go buy an iPhone. I can't tell Jimmy to throw away his iPhone. So what happens is, and I can't show enough facts to change Corey's mind to go to an iPhone. I can't give him any
but
facts.
I'm saying overall is
even though the largest company in the world is Apple.
But I think it's the expectations thing, Bardo. You can't put like your beliefs on someone else. Real quick though, let's move on. Tweet Talk. Let's move on so we get this Bitcoin giveaway. Tweet Talk wants to know what's the name of the Louis Vuitton documentary. It's called The Homeless Teen Who Created Louis Vuitton. Google that on YouTube. It's on a channel called Magnates Media. It's called The Homeless Teen Who Created Louis Vuitton, and the page is called Magnates Media. What is a Star Attack? I think we just showed our age. It's on cell phone. That is the cell phone there is. So Cookie says, yes, it is true. She's a part of Apple. Cookie works for Apple.
Let's go, baby. $1 trillion company.
I'll tell you this. Apple does the phones the way they do because they want to sell phones. So they can tell you that they're doing it for the X, Y, and Z. They want to remain the largest company in the world.
I mean, listen, I can't listen. If she works at Apple, she knows what she's talking about. I don't care.
Listen, I don't disbelieve what they're telling her. I'm just telling her the overall reason is because they got shareholders and they got to make money. It's not, and there's nothing wrong with that. She's lying. I'm just saying that's the thing that they're telling her or they're showing her or why they're doing it great. But what I'm saying is they're doing it because they want to make money.
Yo, Tanelia, not only was he at Skechers, he got kicked out, right?
Yeah, they walked my man back out the door. They ain't even let him talk.
Yo, because he was trying to get in with them. Like, I'm going to bring Yeezys to Skechers. They's like, no, we want none of that.
Yo, it's funny, though, because their culture, they will take a hit to prove a point to you. Like, we're going to lose 200 million, but guess what? Our culture is more important than that chicken. GC, he ain't got no supply chain or anything like that. If anything, he might have needed them more than they needed him. All right, so GC,
Adidas is a $17 billion company. I don't know where we got this.
Largest. People don't understand that Adidas is the largest shoe company in the world.
They got soccer. What people forget is soccer is the number one sport in the world, and the number one foot on their feet are Adidas. I'm Jamaican. I watch this shit soccer, and I'm like, I looked all around. I'm like, everybody got Adidas on. Like, they ain't got Nike on their feet. They got Adidas.
Hear me out. I think Nike did pass them though, like in global sales, but that's a whole other story. It doesn't mean anything because Adidas has been around since 1949, right? Kanye wasn't born in 1949. But this whole narrative that they're going to fail now because they don't have him. I mean,
they own the rights to the rest of the.
No, again, there are other celebrities out there, right? Beyonce is with Adidas, right? If whoever the next big star is, right? So I mean, I don't look at it that way, but I think GC, you bring up an interesting point. That's something that no one's talking about, which is things like operations, supply chain, marketing.
I brought it up. Quality control.
You did too. You did too. Man, you talked about this the other day.
Logistics. Listen, the logistics of it. It's like when my man used to do some stuff. He used to say, "Get me one, buy one, get one free." I used to be like, "Why would you do that?" He said, "Because that crackhead can go get another crackhead that can get another crackhead. If you can only stay on one block, you only control your one block. You make $1 million a month on that one block. But if you get a part of every block in the city, now you're making $1 million a week. Now you're making real money."
People don't know how to value infrastructure, right? I remember Big Baller Brand tried to like do everything on their own, and what happened was they couldn't deliver within a certain amount of time.
Yeah, quality wasn't good.
They became
okay from the people that I heard got the shoes, but what I'm saying is it took them 8 months to get their shoes.
But that's what I'm saying. And guess what? They became the butt of the jokes. Everybody who's out there saying he got his freedom, he can go do his own. Guess what? They're gonna be laughing at memes of him too, trying to do that. They're already making memes about him getting thrown out of Skechers. The same people I saw were like, he's got his freedom, he can do what he wants. The next day, they like posting memes of him getting thrown out the window at Skechers. I was like, man, it's a cold world out here, yo. It's a cold world.
And support. And the main thing is support. We gotta learn to support. Like I went today. Prime example. Today I went into a shop on 5th Street and I bought barbecue ribs or whatever. When I go into shops and places, I'll overspend just because I'm trying to support our brothers and sisters. I get in there, no one acted like I was anybody. No one came to say what I wanted. And I was like, damn. I was like, yo, am I poor? I'm broke. And the lady looked at me, the guy in the back looked at me, and I got the food and it was all right. But I always say to myself, when I meet people or when you meet people, treat them the way you want to be treated. And no matter how much money you have or don't have, keep the same values. It don't matter if I'm dead broke or I'm rich as shit. I'm the same bar, the same way when I walk in a room or leave a room.
You can't put that on other people.
You can't put that on other people.
You can't expect
people be out here really
listen, time out. Wait. Time out. And let me tell y'all both two things. When Martin Luther King was alive, and when we used to have bean pies on the streets of the city of Philadelphia, and they were wearing suits and ties, how was black people acting? How were black people acting back then?
They hated Martin Luther King. What are you talking about?
No, I'm talking about over standard-wise when we had our own businesses. How do we treat people?
All right. So again, that's revisionist history.
That's a culture thing.
But also, if you read the books, most black people didn't like King.
They didn't like either one of them.
I'm not saying they didn't. I'm not talking about that. What I'm talking about, I've been working since I was 14. So I'm saying I've worked a long ass time. I'm 44, 45 years old. Back then, there was a standard of how African Americans who had their own companies behaved. That's all I'm saying. Like somehow we fall off the tree to say
all of that is revisionist history, though. It's all revisionist history. They were just as dirty. Like people are people, right? All of this is psychology. People are people. We tend to look back a lot of times and glorify things. Like look at Black Wall Street. Look at people are evil then too, man. Some of the most listen. There's a book about the guy. What's the guy who was a millionaire black guy on Wall Street, and he was so evil that I forgot what they called him.
Lord of Darkness.
Yeah, what they call him?
The Lord of Darkness. That's the
Lord
name
of Darkness, right? But in that book, when you read it, a lot of the stuff we're talking about now is how we look at it now with glowing eyes, right? We're going to look at this time with glowing eyes too. But the fact of the matter is, if you go read the text and read things that were written at that time, our folks didn't have this level of morals and standards that we think they did. Because people are people.
And once you know how Malcolm ended up dead? Because somebody was able to pay somebody black to kill him.
People are people.
You want to talk about the standard?
What I'm saying is people from the beginning of time.
Listen to this. I want you to listen to this, Bar. How did every black leader from the 50s to the 1980s die?
Because your family member killed them.
I mean,
that's how y'all got all the money. I know y'all paid Hitman Corey.
No, but what I'm saying to you is every one of them died at the hands of a black person. Every single one of them.
All right, so real quick,
murdered by people that look exactly like them.
Let's move on, but we got a lot of times we gotta like stop.
You can't like
people are people, like, and it's been that way since
the beginning of time. Forever, dog.
Yeah, people have been people forever, man. Like it's human nature, it's psychology, And as my brother Diamond Dave like to say, it's desires. People will always go after their desires. So we got to stop looking with glowing eyes and like having this revisionist history and really
Listen, I would like to think our people have standards. That's all. I'm sorry. I have morals and standards. I want our people to have.
No, you're arguing against morals and standards. We're just saying that.
I understand. I'm just here to say that I remember a time.
You're romanticizing them.
Yeah, and again, I'm not saying that people shouldn't have standards. They absolutely should. But again, who am I to put my standards on someone else? Who's to say what's right?
But time out. But who are you not to? Like, you should have a certain expectation.
Yeah, but what
we should have our representation of which I've been in politics, so I always know that they're all not that. But here's the thing that I think that we have stopped doing. We have stopped demanding or asking of our people to have standards, and that's a problem. Because guess what?
Come on, hear me out.
Go ahead.
I expect people to have standards, and guess what? Once they show me they don't have those standards, I'm done, and I'm free. I'm free. So I don't hold grudges because now you've shown me who you are, and I believe you. Listen,
the world is a giant ass place. If you show me that me and you not on the same time, I don't gotta deal with you no more.
Yeah, and I think that's the way I move. Like I don't hold grudges. If I gave someone $25K and asked them $50 and they told me they don't have it, fine.
I'll never talk to them again.
Yeah.
There's nothing else to talk about. What we got in common? If I gave you $25K and you can't give me back $50 at whatever time I ask you for it, what do we got in common? What are we talking about?
The Honorable Maya Angelou said, when people show you who they are, believe them. And it's just that simple. Jamil says it's not cool, but once you move up the food chain, it's a cold world. LV's grandson got done in like Prop Joe. R.I.P. Prop Joe. We got to get Jabbar some help, man. Jabbar struggling, man. He got some trauma to deal with, man. Jameer Nelson definitely reached out because Mark Cuban. All right, so I'm just going to read past that comment. You know what I'm saying? From my guy Crypto Black. I got 5 kids. No, I do not have
no freedom.
Boss me around. All right, so let's keep moving. I've been to the worst parts of Iraq and Afghanistan. We have freedom.
Well, listen, I've been to Africa. I've been on some trips. I've been to Africa, and I can tell you, I've seen people that are free, but whoo.
Jamil says, do you really have freedom as a billionaire? You're going to be bound to investors, your network, and avoiding.
Not all the time. There's crypto billionaires that don't have they don't have that.
They got security issues.
Well, security issues.
People confuse FU money with having true freedom. I think Ye didn't realize what the cost would be. Yeah, that could be it too. So does likeness and all that, right? That's the thing though, man. And Bar, you said something earlier that's true. Like when you meet some people that actually have resources, millions and billions of dollars, some of them are the most miserable people you'll ever meet.
Yo, and I tell you, when I talk to them, I can tell you, I should take you and Corey to somebody. He's in Germantown.
Here's a bar right here.
What?
If you feel compelled to speak your mind, you're not free. You're a prisoner of those thoughts.
I guess. Then we're a prisoner of every thought that we ever had.
But who gave you that thought, though?
We're getting the philosophy now. Now we're talking philosophy.
No, serious, Corey. Let me ask you a question, Corey, because I always tell people this. I always say, look at your mom, your pop, your grandma, and your grandpop, and can you see yourself in them?
All day. So
then you're just a projection of them.
But I'm not, because the thing is, over time, because over time I've developed my own personality and my own traits. So it's not where you start at, right? Because that's only part of it. Where you start is only part of it.
Do they have Samsungs or iPhones?
There are people who started with great amounts.
Do they have Samsungs or iPhones?
What
do they have Samsungs or iPhones?
All right,
my family?
Yeah,
they all got iPhone. Everybody in my family has an iPhone except for me.
Okay, then you're different. All right. If you said they all had Samsungs,
they all my sons, my wife, my uncles, my cousins, they all got iPhone.
Yeah, they kicked Corey out the group chat real quick though.
Said
him as a black man. Listen, he could quote himself, man. You're still a Libyan in the coop. All right, so Kev said our people, and Kamari says, "Look, man, takers take." That's very simple. That's succinct, and it is what it is. Yo, so it says, are those people capable of generating and holding on to 20K? What you think about that?
You know what? I would tell the story so that quickly people understand. I didn't give the money to I gave the money to a contractor. It was a while ago, And to this day, and if everybody knows me, I text and call that motherfucker every day. I just talked to him yesterday.
I believe you.
Listen, I'm a person that I have no problem of violence. But what I've learned from being a part of that and seeing psychiatrists for violence, it does not solve the problem of you being out of the money. So my cousin had told me a long time ago when he was waiting for somebody, he said, Bar, if you do something to somebody, they'll never pay you. But if you can find a way to make them work it off, then they'll pay you in that way. And I don't care about, I tell people all the time, money does not make or break me. I've had more fun broke than I've ever had when I had hundreds of thousands of dollars because I didn't have an expectation from anybody. I didn't work 12 hours a day, 7 days a week. But what I've learned is money does help you in situations when you want to do certain things. And you can either have your own money and do what the fuck you want, or you can have somebody else's money and do what the fuck you want. But it's so much better when it's your own money and you fuck up your own money versus fucking up somebody else's money.
I just want to say that Tanelia and Lance are in the comments wilding out. I just want to acknowledge y'all for doing that. Corey will never buy another iPhone again.
I'm a buy Corey an iPhone.
I probably bought more iPhones than everybody here because I got 5 kids and my wife. I have an iPhone that I never use, so I bought 6 iPhones. I probably bought more iPhones than everybody here. I just
let me get to them into these comments though, so we can
go ahead, guys.
It's not worth to build out the infrastructure instead of going to the other deals. Now, all right. So just in briefly, in saying that, is that even possible at this point? Right? Natural resources are controlled by other people. So how do you build out infrastructure? You're always going to have to. Nothing big in this country has been built without partnership.
Yep.
Listen, here's the thing though. Why do people hate cultures for their success? That's something we got to realize too. Like Jewish people go for money. It's how they realize they don't have the they're not going to fight you. They're going to say we got more money than you. And that they were taught by handed down. Money, business is control. So it's not that he was lying, but it's just the way he said it. And in a way, like the vitriol with it, like, oh, they're going to stop me from doing something. They didn't stop me from doing anything. They just said, hey, watch what you do. And here's because you're going to affect the money. And if you were African-American and you have the most buying power, I think our Officer Trumar said $6 trillion, $6 trillion Black people spend on things.
That's a myth too, but real quick though, we can get back to that in a minute.
Go ahead.
I want to know what Kev means by Reginald Lewis. Like, and shout out to Reginald Lewis. Watch the white guys have all the fun. I got my own issues with Reginald Lewis. Shout out to his wife, but I'm gonna leave it at that. All right, so for political reasons, we need people to patronize Black business, not support. Repeat, patronage is what we need. That has to be earned. That's right. So that means that you need businesses to work at a certain standard. MLK, Martin Luther King.
No, he was saying when I was saying about all the Black leaders getting killed at the hands of Black people, and he was saying MLK didn't die at the hands of Black people.
You sure of that?
That's what I was about to ask.
That's it. Thank you. Jeremiah G. Hamilton, Prince of Darkness by Shane White. Thank you. That's it right there. You can't paint a picture on everyone just because a few people. Yeah, man, this was world, man. Let's see. We get into the end of this, and by the way, we're going to get ready to do our big voice. We get to the end of these comments. Never help someone with something that you're going to need back, man. Yeah, I learned that. My mom told me that. Don't loan nobody nothing.
Say no or say yes, but don't expect me. You know what I mean?
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying, Kamari. Like, people are going to people regardless. There's been bad business owners, but also good business owners, right? And that's always going to be the case. But culture is a problem that we have. I'm not denying that. I'm just saying we got to like really, keep it in the context. This is why I never go into nostalgia about back in the day. What style say? I'm tired of hearing about old Libyans that had it. Be the same old Libyans that read it. Who cares? Jabbar got problems.
I got plenty. Listen, I got plenty of problems and plenty of stories.
I would say we are iterations, not projections of our ancestors. Kanye is still mourning the death of his mother in his marriage. That's the sad part, yo. Like, all this happened. If he still had that woman, he probably wouldn't be acting like this. Like,
but hold on. Here's the thing, though. At what point do you get over it? When you start your new family, you gotta say, all right, look.
You can't tell people how to
mourn.
He can mourn the rest of his life.
Wait, time out, guys. So what you're saying is the loss of his mom is okay for him to lose his wife, his mind, and his family.
No, that's not what we're saying at all. What I'm saying is, you say,
but at some point, your mom's going to tell you you have to move on.
No. You may never get over that. Now, there are consequences to his actions, but you can't tell nobody how to get over something. He may never get over this. But the thing is, he still has to deal with the consequences of his actions. But who am I to tell him you got to get over it at some point? I can't tell him that.
Yeah.
No. But listen, what I'm saying is you can't keep using that as a crutch for his behavior and his actions, though.
I'm not using it as a crutch. Again, for all of his actions, there are consequences, and he's facing the consequences for all his actions. So he has to deal with that. But I also, at the same token, can't tell him, just get over that. Like, I can't, because again, I don't know what he's been through. I don't know what he's seen. I just understand that I can't put my feelings, the way I move, onto someone else. You can't do that, right? Even if I feel the way I move is right, I can't put that on somebody else. I just can't. But Miss Phoenix, thank you for that comment, because
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah, he acting out. Yeah, that's a lot, man. Tanelia said,
hey, look, you can get $20. We're gonna give away $20 in Bitcoin. So, hey, listen, you know what? I'll tell you another story. One time, this guy came to me. This is Doc. His name was Doc. This is a funny ass story. So we run in the pharmacy. Everybody calls him Doc. I go to his office. I see all these doctor things, awards on his office. Everybody say, "Oh, yo, you see Doc on Saturday." The next week, Doc comes to me and says, "Yo," crying and everything. Says, "Yo, I just lost everything in my apartment fire." Takes me to his apartment, shows me the fire. Has a kid that he's walking around with. He said, "Yeah, me and my son lost everything." I took this boy to my house, gave him clothes, gave him $3,800. Boom. My partner says, I see my partner later that day. I said, "Yeah, you heard what happened to Doc?" He said, "Yeah, man, Doc lost everything. I gave him $3,800. I said, "Wait, what? You gave Doc what? $3,800. I said, "I gave Doc $3,800. I go to his job the next day. They say, "Oh, he's not here. He hasn't come to work yet." I'm like, "What?" Dude was never a doctor. He was just in the doctor's office, seeing patients in that doctor's office. Like, I've always been a giver. I felt bad. He burnt me for $3,800. And to this day, I always laugh. Like,
most of your stories, Bar, I literally blame you.
Yep.
But every time. Listen, I've always acted like I would like somebody to treat me. So I've always been like, "Yo, I'm fucked up."
But see, that's your problem. Most of these stories that you tell when people did this stuff to you, for the most part, that's your fault.
But
just being honest with you, as a brother.
Yeah, no, listen, I accept it.
That's your fault. And shout out to Doc. Doc was spending your chicken. But hold on real quick. Let me get through these comments, though. He said, "I just watched The Sopranos for the first time." Damn, dog, you mad late. I realized
what the world?
Earn wealth to do what I want to do. I got to get it my way. Yeah, hit the like button, everybody. We're about to do our giveaway. Reginald Lewis was the man. Shout out to Reginald Lewis. My mother was killed in 2008. Still not over that. And I'm 55. Again, bro.
My dad died when I was 57 years old. Listen, so just so everybody knows, my dad died at 57 years old when I was walking on my way to work. My dad died. My grandmother died when I was 16. I found the body in the house. We used to do caskets in Jamaica. So for me, death is just people moving on to God. And what my dad told me before he died, he said, "Son, when I die, you still have to live a life. Don't make my death your excuse of why you don't live a full and happy life."
I think
that's
again,
different advice. But you're projecting that onto everybody in the world.
Exactly. And
no, I'm not projecting. I'm just telling you, as a man, at a certain point, you can't lose everybody who's living because of your past. Because you're going to look back and say to yourself,
"If I'm willing to deal with the consequences of that, why can't I do that?" I can do anything I want to do as long as I'm willing to deal with the consequences of it.
Oh yeah, but most people don't want to take the responsibility of those consequences.
All right. So now, and another thing is this though, Kev. I understand exactly. There's people I've lost. I still haven't got over. I've learned to live with it, but I haven't got over it.
Yeah. Now I'm saying, okay, let me get over it as a different way. Learn to live with it while not affecting the people that you live with. Is that the better way to say it?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's better than what you said, because get over it just sound crazy.
Well, no, I'm saying, I'm saying it because listen, at 16 years old, who raised me was my grandmother. It wasn't nobody else around me.
Well, Kamar, yeah, listen, his anti-blackness, I can't forgive that regardless. But what I'm saying is, listen, people gonna make decisions and do things, but you gotta deal with the consequences of it. And that's just the bottom line. Whatever you do, you gotta be able to deal with the consequences. People like to run with when they talk about how people behave in America, how the entire system was okay. So that's a crazy story. Yeah, that's all Bar stories are his fault. Yeah, see, he said you out here sound like a mark. Boy, set you up because you like sometimes when you're a giver that way,
But yeah, you know what? The funny part is I can't change who I am because that's what gets me in the rooms.
And Mark said, Jabbar, you a sucker, man.
Hey, yo, listen, that was a younger me, man.
Hey, listen,
that was a
man.
younger me.
Hey, listen, Kamari, man. Listen, man. You want to be one way, but it's the other way. All right. So Mark said, and by the way, but Jabbar,
wire quotes.
he says, respectfully, you're Mark. You know, respectfully, you're a sucker.
Hey, listen.
All right.
Everybody
So
got their own little past, man. You know, you gotta learn from your mistakes.
All right, so don't answer this, Bar. Cookie says, "How did you become incarcerated?"
Yeah, don't tell the world that, please.
Here's what I'm going to say. Go back and watch Jabbar's episode on the Bodyhood podcast. He tells his whole story, and as you could tell, what Jabbar loves to talk. Jabbar has the longest episode on the Bodyhood platform because he was telling his story. And again, you'll understand. Tanelia says that it's 3:45 a.m.
Yeah,
it's time for our Bitcoin giveaway, though.
Let's go. We got to get $20.
$25, man. We got $25.
Real quick. Here's the last story I want to talk. I'm gonna end it on this story because we talked a lot about social media. We talked about culture. We talked about slavery. We talked about Tanelia and Lance enjoying
Twitter
pun on Twitter. But I want to see how Corey feels about this story right here, man. About Mark Zuckerberg. Mark Zuckerberg's net worth has dropped by $100 billion. Of course, that's paper value.
Chasing that metaverse. He chasing that.
Now, my question is this, though, man. All the losses you took, Bar. I guarantee you that Mark Zuckerberg doesn't deal with the trauma the way you do. My guy lost 100. He lost 100. Core, how you feel about somebody losing $100 billion?
Well, I mean,
he don't care. Listen, I'm gonna tell you like this. Steve Jobs said it best. He said, by the time I was 19, I made $1 million. By the time I was 21, I made 10 million. By the time I was 25, 30 million. By the time I was 50, I made 100 million. They don't care about that shit. That's just a moving dial in their life. It means nothing to them. That's like me losing the $10 or $20. That means nothing to them. That just means
here's the biggest point. How much did you have before you lost 100 billion? That means you still got more left. All right, so I just wanted to share that story real quick. Listen, we about to do our Bitcoin giveaway at Buy the Hood every Friday. We give away $50 in Bitcoin. We give 2 people $25. If you want to be put into our giveaway,
20. Don't forget my 20, damn it.
All right, so listen, we got 2 people winning 25 and 1 person winning 20. So put ones in the chat if you want to put in. We will have 3 winners.
Throw them ones up.
Yeah.
Put it in the air.
And listen, man, thank you guys for staying around for this long episode. We've been just running our mouth.
Y'all really show love, man.
Listen, I got stories for days. Whatever y'all want to talk about next time.
I do want to add this to the conversation, though. Make sure to go check out our most recent episode of the Buy the Hood podcast. We had our brother Spoon on. A lot of you guys have already watched it. Said it's an amazing episode. Also,
let's go.
Please do me a favor, and if you're not, please subscribe to the Buy the Hood YouTube channel. We're trying to work on our YouTube game now. We want to work on YouTube. We got to make sure that we do our work over there. So if you haven't subscribed to our YouTube channel, please do so, and also share it with your family and friends. I'm trying to, for our next episode of Buy the Hood. It's a brother that I was talking to a bar the other day. He's actually a city planner, and I was trying to get him to tell his story in our platform. We'll see if we can go to the next episode.
Yeah, he was on. He had a great story too, Corey.
We didn't talk about that, though. And didn't he speak ill about them people? Let me also this right here. The Winklevoss twins gonna make sure he lose it all. Yo, they took a mean L too. They got kicked off the Forbes list because their valuation went down so crazy.
Oh, because they had they all their stuff was in Bitcoin. What do you mean? They didn't diversify.
No, but even their companies, like some of their companies are an extension of Bitcoin. But let's get to the wheel though.
Spin that wheel. Spin that wheel.
All right, so I know that. Let's see. Let me erase these old names that are on the wheel because these are the names that it's probably a lot of y'all back here anyway. But I'm going to erase it so we can get started fresh. I think Kev was the first person to put his 1 in the air.
Yeah,
it was Kev.
It was 1 in the air.
Kev, then Cookie. All right, so I'm gonna go here and put Kev. Then I'm gonna put Cookie. Corey, who had the Cookie?
Hold on. All right, Tanelia.
All right.
Tim. Yeah.
Okay, who else?
Michelle. Russ. Jamil. Chris. Rich, my man.
Let's go.
What's going on, Rich?
Who's the one who always win? I forgot. Wasn't it a chick that always win?
Don, man, it's Don. It's Don.
Man, that's
He ain't
Don.
here.
Oh.
So everybody got to stop here. Don not here. Who's at the rich, yo?
Kev.
All right, Kev was which Kev?
Kev.
Yeah, he already in there, man. He already in.
That's
He's the
what
first.
I said. Smalls, Mark Smalls.
All right.
Miss Phoenix.
Mm-hmm.
Sam.
All right, what's Sam's? I think I saw two Sam's.
Samuel Kiru.
So Sam K. All right.
Sam K, yeah. Sweet Talk, that's Raphael.
Mm-hmm.
Charlita.
Yep.
Chaz. And Lance.
Let's go, people. Full house.
That's it?
Yeah, that's what we got.
It's like more than double that amount of folks watching. Some of y'all
listen, man, people don't want our money, and that's okay.
Yeah, I mean, it gives everybody else.
I'm happy they don't want my money.
Oh, yeah. By the way, he said, I thought it was cheating ass Don. It's definitely cheating ass Don.
It's definitely cheating ass Don, but he ain't here tonight.
Listen, man, Kamar, appreciate you, bro. Thanks so much for everything, good brother.
Jamil, funny shit.
You say, never need to mind.
They got prop Joe too, huh?
I see a theme here.
Oh shit!
Cats is getting,
man,
they getting shook down.
That's funny.
Look, man, look what Prop Joe said, man. Look the part, be the part, man. I mean, anyway.
Oh man, that's nuts.
For the folks that don't know, I can actually absolutely talk in locks, bars, and wire quotes. I've done it before. So
yeah, a lot of my conversations, I gotta go to figure out which locks bar or wire quote he talking.
All right. So that's it. All right, so cool. We're gonna start the spin though. Everybody want to, that's what it is, man. A shout out to everybody watching that don't want any of this chicken. I appreciate that. But listen, make sure to subscribe to everything that we got going on. Please do that. Hit the like button if you can. Again, if you win, you have to let me know that you're still here, and then you can inbox Buy the Hood on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, whatever. Give me your cash tag, even if I've already sent you something in the past. You gotta remind me, because we're going to pay this out tonight, and anybody who's won in the past knows that we do pay out tonight. Let's start with the $20 that Jabbar's giving up, and everybody shout out to Jabbar for adding $20 to the mix, because now we're going to have 3 winners. So this first spin is for the $20, courtesy of Jabbar, man. Look, Jabbar is still giving after all the screwing that he's got. Pause. He's still giving, man. Shout out to Jabbar, man. And by the way, Jabbar is not going to come back to you 10 years and ask for this $20 in Bitcoin. $300, man.
It's yours. It's actually yours.
All right, so let's get
keep
it. Look at that. Chaz.
Okay.
Congratulations.
That's right, Chaz. Chaz wins $20.
Let's go.
All right, so now we got 2 25s. We're gonna give away 25. Good luck to everybody. All that chicken he gave up, man. All right, so here we go. Good luck to everybody. Let's see who's a $25 winner. Tim, let me know you're still here. Chaz, let me know you're still here. Tim, let me know you're still here. And then, we got one more 25 left.
Let's go.
That's right. The $20 is now decentralized. Yeah. All right. So, yeah. Thank you for that, Raphael. We play with the quickness. We pay the same evening. All right. So last 25. Good luck to everybody. Tim, Chaz, y'all still gotta let me know y'all here, because y'all let me know y'all here soon. We're gonna keep spinning until somebody let me know they're here. But Chaz and Tim have won thus far. Here's the last winner. Let's see.
Tim is here.
Okay, Chaz, you here, Chaz?
Ooh.
Oh, it is Mache. Shout out to my brother Mache, man. I appreciate Mache. Mache is always giving me great books to read. So that's the good brother. Mache, let me know you still here.
And for the record, if you need something voiced over, Mache is your person.
Tim, shoot either me, Core, or Buy the Hood a message with your cash tag, and we'll make sure we'll get that over to you. You know what I'm saying?
Mache he reads Audible books. He does all of that stuff. Like if you need a voice for your project, Mache is your person.
All right, Mache, shoot me an inbox, Mache. But where's Chaz at though?
Chaz, where you at?
Oh man, nobody wants that 20. Okay.
Chaz,
Well,
I'm gonna give you 1 minute, Chaz. Somebody better go hit Chaz up. I'm gonna give you a minute, Chaz.
Hey, listen. If Chaz don't come through, we're gonna make it 40 on the next spin. How about that?
Woo!
Whoa.
Look at Bar.
We got to teach people to be quiet, stay what they need to do.
Damn. I think we should spin again just to make Bar choke.
Michelle, we got a question. Can you put some of your book recommendations in by the hood? So yeah, definitely. We should start a whole book thread right in there. Everybody put their books.
Yeah.
Hold up. Did you got that book, The 8-Minute Millionaire?
Yes.
Oh, nice. Okay. Let me see what books I got.
Tweet Talk said he already got a voiceover guy, but Michelle, what's your info?
No Man's Land. Here's a nice book too.
Hit up Tweet Talk and let them know.
There go Chaz right there.
All right, Chaz is here. So Bar, you still want to put that extra 20 in or no?
We don't time delay.
Oh yeah, we put that in there.
So Bar said 20 more. All right, we got another 20. We're gonna give another winner away. All right, let's get it. Remember, y'all, say thanks to Bar for this, man. Hit one more. We got one more winner. Let's see. And again, you gotta be here. It is Rich. Rich with the dub.
Nice.
Yeah, man. All right, so we got. Let me. Matter of fact, let me write that on my computer too. So I know that Rich and Chaz both won bars.
Dub.
Right?
Dub City, baby. Dub City.
And then the other two were Tweet. Who was the other two? It was Rich and Chaz won of that one. It was hold on. I know what the other two were. It was Tim. Tim won.
And Michelle.
Awesome.
I got it. All right, we
and guys, for everybody, make sure if you got any questions, about anything real estate, let me know. Or you got some ideas. Things I always tell people. I had a guy come up with a couple ideas. I have VCs that I hang out with that are always looking for ideas to invest. Big ass buildings. They're looking for warehouses. They're looking to invest in technologies. So just let me know if you got the capacity to do it. They got the bread. So they're always looking for new people to invest in.
So here is Michelle's info here, facebook.com/ghostreaders Inc. In terms of books, though, we always talk about books on here. Michelle got a lot of books. Congratulations to all the winners as usual.
Books that I had. Did I read
here's what I'm reading right now, Bar. Here's a book. One of the books I'm reading right now is Practical Applications in Appraisal Valuation Modeling. This is some real nerd stuff, right? So it's a lot of code there. I'm reading Building Wealth One House at a Time, which is a book I'm feeling on a spiritual level. Dude is like talking my talk. I did finish Discipline is Destiny. I was talking about that on the last 5 episodes, but I finished that. So, and Kev says, Jabbar, we need the link. I could put y'all together because Kev is my guy. Kev's in finance. Jabbar, we got a question. I need info on a 203K for a 4 unit.
What do you mean? You need a 4 unit or you got two?
Yeah, Jabbar is in Bodyhood University. Just add him in the group, and y'all can connect right there.
Yeah, I got deals for days. I mean, for my little quick bio is my last job was 2006. I ran 6 pharmacies and all that, but then I've always been in real estate since 1996. So at the end of the day, anything real estate, I look at properties every day. You can check my social media. I deal with a lot of people who have money looking to invest in people. A lot of the older people, as they get older, they don't have the energy, so they're looking for projects to invest in. So if you have a project that you're sitting on, you might know somebody who got a building that they need to sell. I'm here for you. You know what I mean? And I'm about our people winning. I do 50%. If you're not on that level, don't call me to say, Bar, I got 30 for you. We do 50-50 or no deal at all. I try to always be fair because that's how I like to live my life. So,
All right. So with that being said, y'all, listen, we appreciate y'all. For the winners, make sure to shoot me a message. I'm gonna get that chicken to y'all this evening.
And don't forget to get the buy the hood books too. I mean, they got a couple.
Own your time and space. We got a lot of stuff going on, man. Own your time and space. All right. So we did get a question.
Go ahead.
About what are your thoughts on Storm Lance's Rockefeller Legacy Trust model? I did see that video. I think it was from his Earn Your Leisure thing. I don't have a problem with it, right? So I read that book too. The same book that he referenced, I read, but I think that it's a little context and nuance. And again, I didn't watch the whole episode. There's a lot there. You talked about 6% guaranteed. There's a lot there. But his overall premise is correct. Let's put it that way. I think I like
talking about using insurance.
No. He wasn't on that tip. He did. He did mention about using insurance as a way to fund the trust. But there are a lot of strategies as it pertains to trust. The method he was talking about from that book, what would the
Rockefeller Trust?
Yeah, I've read that book. So I know where he's talking about. But I think that a lot of times, here's what I will add to the conversation. It's a nuanced conversation. What he's saying is absolutely true. And the mentality he's talking about is 1,000% true. But I think what gets lost sometimes is everything isn't for everybody. Folks be out here with $250 in their bank account trying to set up trust. You got a lot of stuff to work on before you get to setting up trust.
Yeah. Why would I say it? Everybody's like, no.
Well, it's how you say it. It's how you say it too, boy. What I'm saying is, and it's not that you can't get there, but if you got a 320 credit score, you don't own no property, you're making $22K at your job, you got a lot of stuff to get to before you start moving and setting up. I had a person one time call me, said, I want to set up a double blind trust.
Oh, shit.
And I'm like, okay, so what kind of assets you got? I got a checking account. How much money you got in your checking account? Good.
Yo, did you tell him it'd be like 15 grand to set that up?
I just said, look, man. I said, you're not ready. He saw it on the YouTube video when he called me. But my thing is, I think that's the nuanced conversation you got to have. But I don't think he was speaking to those people. So I'm not talking about that, brother, because I love what he's doing. But I think the mentality he's talking about is correct. How to look at your family. But I think you got to be careful with that too, because some people are relatives and some people are family, and I'll leave it at that.
Yep.
You guys are family.
Relatives, relatives and people who were born into your family. Family is the thing that you create.
Absolutely.
One thing I always say, Corey, Jimmy is family. There's nobody I got on my phone that they can't meet or talk to or come hang out with. And y'all know I'll call y'all in a minute.
That's what it's about, y'all.
I told y'all, Bar put us in front of millions of dollars.
Absolutely. Listen. We want to get off here because it's 9:00 now. Listen, y'all, we love y'all. We appreciate y'all. Make sure to please subscribe to the YouTube channel because we are working on our YouTube channel. Great episode, y'all, and we appreciate y'all for the winners. Hit me up, and you'll get your chicken this evening, but we'll talk to y'all. Peace.
Peace.